owner of a flower shop in Richland, Washington, is being sued because of her Christian beliefs.
Tonight, the war on traditional values.
Cake shop owner in Colorado now facing fines or even jail time after he refused to bake a cake for a same-sex wedding due to his religious beliefs.
Our freedoms are under attack in this country, and we're not gonna take it anymore. Live from the Cartel Studios in Fort Worth, Texas, it's the Conservative Cartel with Locke. And now, here's your host, Locke.
Well, it is the day after. It's a disaster in here. We drank a little beer, stayed up late.
It does look a little rough, doesn't it?
It's a lot rough in here, not a little. We had a lot of people in here last night, and I have to tell you, great night for Mojo 50 Radio. Not such a great night for conservatism, for the Republican Party. Everybody's out spinning this morning. My throat, as you can hear, is going to be laid back today. There's not going to be any yelling Matlock. And I don't think I spoke.
It's a miracle. It is a damn miracle.
I don't think I spoke in my sleep last night because, one, I'm tired. Two, I've been fighting this head cold. And I have never had a problem where my voice has not worked.
I hear you.
It's weird. So I'm going to drink a lot of American Pride Roasters coffee this morning. Get over there at AmericanPrideRoasters.com. The first thing this morning that Twitter wants me to do, Ron Phillips, they want me to follow Joe Donnelly. He lost.
What?
By the way, yeah, I mean, it's the first thing that came up this morning. Who you should follow? Joe Donnelly. Nobody's following Joe Donnelly this morning because he got his ass whipped by Mike Braun. So being a native of Fort Wayne, Indiana, born and raised as a Hoosier, now transplanted to Fort Worth, I know Indiana, and I'm really glad we had a tale of two cities last night. Tale of two sides of the story. Interesting in a lot of ways. So John Cardillo, over at John Cardillo on Twitter. Everything you're hearing today. Obama, by the way, remember the wave of 2010? That was a wave. Obama lost 63 House seats in 2010. 63. That's a lot. Bill Clinton lost 53 in 1994, which was 2 years after he became president. In comparison, as of this morning, which, by the way, there are still races out. We're going to get to that today. We're going to talk about what's going on. We're going to talk about some Robert Francis O'Rourke. But in comparison, Donald Trump lost. He's going to lose somewhere in the neighborhood of 25 seats. That's historically low. Now, our politics in this country are an odd beast. I was on the Daily Mojo this morning. You just heard Doc and Brad this morning on their show, and God dog, I'll tell you what, they are warriors. Ron Phillips, Brad Staggs, Doc Thompson.
It was an early morning.
We rolled.
There's no question.
I know.
About that.
We got into our hotel room last night at 1 a.m. After we cleaned up a little bit, got settled in, got showered, figured out what was going on. I was doing show prep. I mean, we didn't get to the sack till 1 a.m.
You ever had one of those nights where you close your eyes and you open up? Yeah.
Yeah.
That was me.
Because you had, what, 3.5 hours sleep?
If that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you were up, what, 4 o'clock?
Yeah. So
yeah.
3.
So, look, they told me this was going to be fun. They lied. They said Washington, D.C. was going to be great. They lied.
We're prepping for something, though, right?
Yes.
We're getting ready.
Oh.
We're working. This is our pre-workout.
This was the trial.
The up and coming.
The trial run to see if the drugs were going to work. The hookers and the cocaine did not work in D.C. We'll have to try something else.
Oh, they work.
Well,
they work hard. They just didn't work for us.
Exactly. But, no, we've got some big things coming up. I know Doc and Brad talked about it. We'll talk about it as the show goes on today. We've got Black Friday coming literally, what is today? The 7th. Black Friday's the 24th. So we're 17 days or 2 weeks from this coming Friday from Black Friday. Thanksgiving, unbelievable. What are we at, 47 days till Christmas? Unreal. It's just this year has
Wasn't
went,
Christmas just last week?
Yeah, I know. It seems
Golly.
like that, doesn't it? Excuse me. But the historic average, by the way, of seats of a president in a midterm losing is about 37. So Donald Trump is above average. Unless you talk to Stormy Daniels, then he's below average with a mushroom head, because she told CNN that.
And here we go.
Well, it's all I got this morning. I'm going to tell you, it's going to be light and airy this morning on the cartel. You are not going to get the hard-hitting stuff you normally get. But I woke up this morning, and there are still some races in play. So we're going to get to those first. We'll take a segment or two. The big story, Ron, right now, Montana. Matt Rosendale right now with 95% in, and they didn't call this last night. It came in late. Rosendale is up by 0.5%. He literally is leading by 2,000 votes with 95% in. They're waiting for that shack in the middle of Montana up on the Canadian border to send their ballots via stagecoach to wherever they're going. You ever been to Montana? It is desolate once you get east of the Golden Triangle. Once you get out of Helena, Billings area over in that the west side of the state, there's nothing.
Right.
I mean, I used to drive up there for a couple jobs ago. I used to sell guidance systems, software for.
And when you say guidance systems, you're not talking about for military
No,
aircraft.
for tractors, auto steers, guidance systems, yield monitors, that kind of stuff for a big company in agriculture. And I used to have to go up to Montana. That was my actual selling territory were the Dakotas, Montana, Wyoming, Nebraska, Colorado, and Kansas. So I'd right down the middle of the country. So I spent a lot of time in Montana, and I would sometimes fly and I would sometimes drive. You ever driven Montana? It is unreal. Because obviously I was coming in from Indiana, so I was coming in from the east, and I would take I-90 up through Wisconsin. By the way, Scott Walker lost his bid to be governor there in the great state of Wisconsin. He lost very slimly. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. But I would take I-90 up through Wisconsin, Minnesota, through the Dakotas, and then into Montana. And once you get into the eastern side of Montana, there's literally a sign on the highway that says, stop and get gas because you won't have another opportunity for 300 miles. Seriously. There's like nothing out there in the eastern half of Montana. Love you people up there, by the way. Great ranches. All the rich people go up there and buy property, and they hunt and all that stuff. But there is 95% of Montana in this morning, and it's way too close to call. Now, it looks like another big story, Ron.
Yeah.
The Republican Party lost Nevada.
What?
Dean Heller lost by about 33,000 votes. 94% are in. They have projected Jackie Rosen to be there, so that is a negative. That's a giveaway. That was a seat that we had as Republicans, so that stinks because right now, as I look at it last night when we went to bed, Florida was a pickup. Indiana was a pickup. Mike Braun. Missouri was a pickup with Josh Hawley. North Dakota up there was a pickup. And maybe Montana. We might get Montana. So if you're keeping count there, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. That would be 5 pickups to 1 loss. Now, Arizona, once again, we're in the same boat. It looks like Martha McSally, as of this morning, only 75% of Arizona in right now, day after. Well, once again, what you doing out there, Arizonians? What is it this hard to count votes? Sorry, I got to take a drink here. Got to keep the throat lubricated this morning. Martha McSally, she's up about 16,000 votes in Arizona. That is a hold for the Republican Party in the Senate races. So we're going to see 75% in. That's a little odd, but I want to take you back out to Nevada. Nevada has been a crazy, crazy, crazy deal. Now, Ron, I'm sitting here looking at Nevada, by the way. 100% red in Nevada except for?
Let me guess. Las Vegas?
Las Vegas, Nevada.
A little spot of blue there in the middle of the state?
Tinky winky dinky spot of blue in a very red state. It's wild, and we talked about this last night, and there's an article today on Drudge. I was looking at it this morning, and it kind of gives us a rundown of what's going on here. And we're watching, this is from The Hill, America's urban-rural divide deepens. And it's what it is. We are now a very fractured country. We picked up, it's a victory somewhat. President Trump's coming out at 11:30 Eastern today. He's going to talk. Funny guy, by the way. Have you seen his Twitter account this morning?
No. I know he did call Pelosi last night.
He did call Nancy Pelosi, which is kind of funny. Donald Trump is thinking 5 steps ahead. He says 43 minutes ago, in all fairness, Nancy Pelosi deserves to be chosen Speaker of the House by the Democrats. If they give her a hard time, perhaps we will add some Republican votes. She has earned this great honor.
Oh, he's working it. Oh, yeah.
The dude's
got a plan.
You know he is. And it's funny because that's like neon bright lights. Look right here. Look right here. Look right here. Kind of stuff. Donald Trump's not stupid. He's not stupid. And I said this morning on the Daily Mojo. I think there's a very real opportunity here for the next 2 years if Donald Trump is smart about this, which he has been, to highlight Nancy Pelosi and the left.
Oh, yeah.
All we got to do is watch the next 2 years because
either that or he's trying to turn the entire Democratic Party against Nancy Pelosi because he's backing her now, quote unquote.
Well, and the funny thing is that was the second thought I had because what do the left normally do when Trump says something? They go 180
That's
degrees.
Exactly. That's
the
what my
exact
grandkids do.
Opposite way.
Don't touch that.
Right. And what they do, they touch it.
Touch it.
Yeah, because you don't know. You must not know anything, right? Let me touch this hot stove. Look, you over time and experience, you learn.
Yeah.
But is Donald Trump playing a little gotcha game? Because you're right. That's the first thing that came to my mind. As soon as Donald Trump says something, the left's going to run the exact opposite way. So we were talking about
Pelosi sitting at home right now going, son of a bitch.
She's like, that freaking Donald Trump. He's done it again.
Damn it.
Dang it. Now I got it. You know what he did? Now Nancy Pelosi has to come out and say, you know what, Donald, you're right.
Yeah, she has to.
I know.
Yeah.
And you know what? She's drinking extra heavy today because she doesn't want to do that. Because what does it do? It paints her in a corner of being in Trump's graces.
Here's another theory, and I'll call it a theory, not a conspiracy theory. But, maybe him and Pelosi have some plan.
Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. We're going to take a minute now since Ron went off the reservation. Hey, are you having trouble sleeping? Ron didn't sleep last night. I can tell you that. He was not
I didn't
sleeping.
Have my element mattress.
He was not sleeping on an element mattress. The mattresses in our hotel suck. They're like sleeping on bricks. I have slept awful the last 2 nights. It had nothing to do with the booze or being up till 1 a.m. or doing a national radio show or anything else. The mattress sucked. Hey, you want the #1 doctor-recommended copper mattress and sleep system on the market today? Head over to elementmattress.com. You won't be sorry. You will sleep like a baby, and who doesn't need that great, restful, amazing, deep – I could have used that amazing, restful, deep sleep this morning.
You're about to put me to sleep
right
now.
Oh, my God. Well, really?
No, not being boring.
Oh.
Just talking about –
Oh, it's so good? It's
yeah.
so smooth, silky smooth good this morning? Hey, it's the #1 sleep system on the market by chiropractors and patients, recommended today. It's fast, free shipping. It's a 125-day, no-risk trial. No one does that. It's got a 10-year headboard, footboard, full replacement warranty for anything. Nobody does that. And by the way, it's copper infused. It kills antimicrobials, bacterias, bed bugs, nasty stuff that find their way into your mattress.
And I'm going to tell you, I had a family member one time get bed bugs. They picked them up
awful.
somewhere, brought them home.
Awful.
It took them a month,
awful.
And they had to completely tear up their house to get those things out
it's
of there.
awful. This has the infused the copper infusion that kills all of that. It's right in the sleep system. It will give you a great night's sleep. And by the way, if you use Mojo50, 50% off today. Christmas is coming. Maybe you need a mattress. It's a big purchase. But I'll tell you what, at this price, you can buy two. Mojo50, 50% off. Get over to elementmattress.com
You might
today.
even sleep so well that you would not talk to anyone in the middle of the night.
Maybe. I can't. I did not talk last night. This throat is down and out. I actually might sleep on the plane on the way home, and that never happens. I'm exhausted. I'm ran down, and I know all my stuff is.
I almost can't help but sleep on the plane.
Yeah, I know. You're just gonna go.
I get up to altitude and I just get sleepy.
It will be over. But this divide. I want to talk about this divide because it's very true. I've never seen anything like this before. I've been following elections. I've been voting for the last 25 years. I've been a conservative since I was 16 years old. Rush Limbaugh, used to listen to him all the time, News Talk 1190, whoa. I've watched, and I'm a rural boy. I grew up in the country. I like space. I'm not an urban guy, and now I live in Fort Worth, which is a very urban place, by the way. Fox News was actually at a breakfast place in Fort Worth this morning because we're going to get to the Robert O'Rourke and Ted Cruz deal. But we're seeing a very deeply divided electorate, and we're watching this split verdict. It was a really weird run-up to yesterday because there were 35 seats in the Senate and only 9 of them did Republicans have to defend. And they lost one, Nevada.
Yeah.
Not bad. I mean, when you really look at it all, and Nevada's been really weird with immigration, illegals, being down close to the border, California bordering them to the west, Arizona to the east. They've just kind of gotten sunk into this liberal malaise. And I know that, it's been, I think Hillary took Nevada in 2016, if I remember correctly. She actually won the state. But we're starting to see a very deep chasm in this country along not only ideological lines, but geographic lines. On one hand, suburban voters, what did they talk about last night, Ron? Suburban housewives. Mm-hmm. White women in suburbs were going to be the death of Donald Trump. I have not seen the numbers for white women out of the suburbs, because what did Trump do? Which I thought was very smart.
Well, they kind of seemed like they were hiding the numbers all day long.
Right.
We weren't getting exit polls. We weren't hearing about anything. So we assumed, I guess, a little bit incorrectly, that it was because they didn't like the way things were going. And that may still be the case.
Well, and I don't know if they did like the way things. Look, Democrats
The blue wave did not hit.
Yeah, and they told us for 3 months or so there was going to be a blue wave. A blue wave would have been, 50, 60 seats.
And the Senate.
Right.
That's right.
It would have been split power. And look, thank God the Senate stayed red.
Yeah.
Because look at what's going to happen in the House with the Democrat Party. It's going to be investigations into Trump. It's going to be impeachment. They want to raise your taxes. They told you what you're going to do.
Yeah.
I'm amazed, personally, outside of the radio, just as a bystander. If I'm reading something, we read everything, Ron. I mean, we do this for a living. I'm amazed that people would go to the poll and vote Democrat knowing they want to take the money out of your pocket and give it back to them. That to me is weird. I mean, I hate paying taxes. I hate it. And by the time you got sales tax, property tax, income tax, you start looking at all this stuff, it's amazing. And then you got the left out there, they're campaigning. They're campaigning on raising your taxes. It's come on through. We're just there. You go. See, we're in the FreedomWorks studio here in Washington D.C. They got to come. They lost something.
Now he's picking up a camera.
It was a wild night last night.
It was. We had a good time.
We did have a great time. And look, we do things differently here at Mojo50. If you tuned in last night, by the way, record number of people tuned in last night. It was fantastic. I mean, the numbers,
we had 5,600 hits on our website yesterday evening.
Yeah,
phenomenal. That was great.
Well, and we had huge numbers on our Spreaker account.
Yeah.
We had huge numbers on our Facebook account. I mean, the numbers were through the roof, guys, and I'm sure our stream was maxed out. I'm sure
we
Mojo
bumped off the top of the stream probably 4 times, and then we did twice this morning. It's time to upgrade.
Yeah, it is. And thank you, by the way. We love upgrading. Ron loves upgrading. He's already said
he
needs a new toy for our super secret mission coming up soon. He needs a new toy.
Yeah, I'm already planning. This was kind of a, what did I say?
Little dry run.
Little dry run.
Yep, just to see what was going to happen.
For a super secret mission we have coming up soon.
Yeah, because we're Mission Impossible. We got to burn. It'll self-destruct if we tell you, kind of stuff. But, just personally, Ron, I was very – it's just very interesting to watch the Democrat Party. And there were some places Democrats won big. There were some places Democrats won, like Oklahoma. Having Democrats win in Oklahoma, interesting. Oklahoma is bright, bright red. But what I noticed, and when you look at the map, when you start looking at this thing, it's amazing the amount of red that I can't show this.
Well, that's what we were talking about yesterday. Everything this in the U.S. is red except for
the coast.
The coast, in a few cities.
In a few spots.
That are major blue.
Yeah. Yeah.
And all of the red has to outdo the population in those blue places, and that's the tough part.
I can sit here and tell you, I can look at this map right now. You've got blue all the way down the West Coast. All West Coast.
Oh, yeah.
California, Oregon, Washington, all on the coast, blue. You get into New Mexico, blue. Got a little blue down there. Arizona, a little bit of blue down in there. Nevada, same thing, down in Las Vegas. You can see the big population centers. Colorado, Denver, blue. Everywhere else, bright red. Texas, only blue spot of Texas, Ron. The very, 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 very southern tip of Texas is all blue.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
The rest of Texas, bright red. You get into Mississippi, you got Birmingham. You get into Alabama, you've got you get into Mississippi over here, you got just one little spot. You've got Alabama and Birmingham. You've got Atlanta in Georgia. You start looking at these. There, Wisconsin, Madison. There you go. That's all right, though. And then you get to the East Coast. You get over to New Hampshire, Vermont, Rhode Island, Connecticut, New Jersey, Delaware, Massachusetts, all along the East Coast, blue. So when you look at this story, it's not unfathomable to see the divide. And the question today is, how do libertarians, how do conservatives win over those folks? Or how do they get quality candidates in the place they need? Big race last night, Ron, and Doc knows this better than me. Dave Bratt, Virginia, Virginia 7. He lost.
Yeah,
they redistrict. They redrew the lines. He went from a pretty favorable Republican district to a very favorable Democrat. He lost. He was the Tea Party baby. He was the Tea Party guy that knocked off Eric Cantor. Now we have Miss Spanberger there, who's with the CIA. Has some background there. There's some interesting stories with her.
We've got a little bit less than a minute, but when we come back, let me ask you a question. Does this hurt us when it comes to redrawing the districts? Now,
I don't, and I was going to get into that because you've got the governorships, you've got the House races, which inevitably were okay. The governorships went well for the Republican Party. There's some drawbacks here. There's some drawbacks. We're going to get into that. There's some upside to this. We're going to get into that. All kinds of stuff going on. I've got all kinds of stories. We're going to jump around. Do us a favor. Head over to the mojo50.com. Help us out if you can. We're running our Indiegogo over there. Anything you can give will help. We would certainly appreciate it. You guys gave last night. Thank you so much. We're at about 10% of our goal with about 3 weeks left. You got to tell everybody you know. Get them involved. We need your help. We need to grow quicker. We're growing fantastically because of you, but we need your help. Mojo50.com. Don't go anywhere. The Conservative Cartel just getting started. We're going to go as long as this voice will go. Stick around. I'll be right back on the other side.
You're listening to the Conservative Cartel with Matt Locke.
Well, it's partly Matt Locke. It's half of Matt Locke's voice this morning as we, day after midterm elections, didn't go quite the way we hoped it would. And look, it's okay. The funny thing is I don't see any Republicans in the street. I don't see anybody, yelling at the sun. I don't see anybody boycotting work. Everybody got up on the right, and we went to work. We do the things we do. We know we've got. We know
we're not out in the street screaming.
Well, but we know we have our work cut out for us. If you're a conservative, look, people. Every time I tell people what I do, they're like, "You crazy, right? You're crazy. You're the minority." Yeah. It's wild to think in today's society that being for less government is odd. It's rebellious. The Constitution means something. It's a funny thing, and we know as conservatives that we have to work twice as hard as the left. The left has the built-in microphone. The left can say and do what they want to say. They can get their message out on social media without any fear of reprisal. We can't. But, the thing with being a conservative, being a libertarian, is we fight on. We lick our wounds. We take a minute to reassess what has happened, what we need to do, and then we do what needs to be done. Now, the left today, oh boy, Ron, the left, did you see any of the coverage from last night on the left?
No, but they were probably throwing ticker tape parades down the middle of freaking.
Not really.
Really?
Van Jones was distraught last night because the bacteria that is Donald Trump was not killed. Literally, words out of his mouth. The left so wanted a landslide. The left so wanted a talking point to say, we crushed you. Conservatism is dead. The people have spoken, and they don't want what you're serving. That's what the left wanted. They wanted to shut our voices down. They don't like conservatism. They don't like what Donald Trump has done. And the reason they don't like it is because Donald Trump understands the populace. He understands you. He understands the worker. Richard Trumka was on Neil Cavuto yesterday. And it's funny. Trumka's like, for the worker. And it's like, dude, do you live in the same world as we do? Jobs are plentiful. Wages are up, unemployment's down, and you are bitching about what's going on. The left is never happy. Never. So Van Jones is on last night. I caught it this morning, and literally they're calling Trump a virus. They're calling conservatism a virus. They were unhappy that we weren't wiped out last night. They were unhappy that we kept the Senate. Because what is the Senate? When we look at our government, how does our government work? The House is the people. That's the connection to the people. It's supposed to be closest to you and I. They're supposed to be listening to what you and I say. They're supposed to be fashioning legislation that benefits you and I, right?
Yeah.
That's what we say in government. We want our government to work for us, not the other way around. We've gotten to a point in this country where the government, it's just huge. They don't work for us. They go out on the campaign trail and they say all these fun things and they promise you the world and I'm going to get this done for you and we're here for you. And then the next day they kick you out of the limousine. It's like, waking up the next morning with that girl you met at the bar. Now these politicians, they've been courting us for the last 6-8 months. Now they're like, well, I really don't wait. You got crazy eyes. I don't like them. Or I just don't like the way that noise you make when you eat pretzels or something stupid. So you're now kicked to the curb. This is what this is. We were the prom date.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong. If we hadn't kept the Senate, we would have a problem with an impeachment thing coming up.
Oh, it would be ugly. Because the leftists told us,
And we may. I mean, I don't think there's any doubt in my mind that Trump would have been impeached, but kicked out of office, I'm not so sure about. I don't know. They're pretty blatant with their comments and everything now.
Well, and I want you to think about it though too, because what has the left been trying to do? They want to impeach Trump, but then you've got Mike Pence. You've got a succession of power. But now that the left has the House, who's third line for the president?
Pelosi or
the
whoever will be. Yeah.
Right. So their goal.
Maybe that's the deal they have worked out. Me and my conspiracy theory mind.
I don't know, but I'm going to tell you, they had every intention of winning the House and hopefully being close in the Senate.
Yeah.
Because it was 51-49. Now, I've said this time and time again. Think about how many of our elected officials right now are anywhere conservative.
Very few. But
At all,
yeah. Did we gain in the Senate?
Yes, we did gain in the Senate. We
two
gained,
or three, right?
It's 3 right now. We actually may gain as many as 5, but we lost 1. Nevada. So right now, as it sits in the Senate, and I was talking about that earlier, but I can go back over it again.
I just wanted to know.
Look,
was probably busy.
So we gained Florida, 1.
Yeah.
We gained Indiana, 2. We gained Missouri, 3. We gained North Dakota, 4.
Yeah.
And we may gain Montana, 5. Lost Nevada.
Nice.
And right now.
So what is it, 55-45?
It would be 4. Yeah, it's to be 55. 55-45.
Yeah.
Arizona is hanging on right now. It looks like McSally is actually getting more votes in as we're talking. I don't know. I'm amazed.
How does that work? That the votes can still be coming in?
They're counting them. And it's on the West Coast, of course, so I want you to think about it. I mean, the votes came in Arizona. The polls closed, I want to say, at 8:30 Pacific.
11:30 here.
Yeah, because they're 3 hours. So 11:30 here. So they've been counting those votes for about 12 hours, a little less than 12 hours.
Yeah.
So if you think about that, most states, polls closed last night, 7, 8 o'clock. We had results about midnight. So they did it in 4 or 5 hours. Why is it taking 12, 13, 14 hours? It's one of those deals where you're thinking about. And by the way, in Georgia, we still don't have a governor's race called. We don't have it called yet. It's crazy. Boy, look what the cat drug in. He's still alive, Michael Pelka. He's alive and kicking after his wine of night. Yes, he's still here. But they still, by the way, 99% in Georgia, they have not called that race. Now, Mike was right last night, by the way. Georgia, he was right on one thing only. Georgia, you've got to get to 50% or above, or it's a runoff. It's a runoff, and he, right now, Kemp is at 50.4 to Abrams 48.7. Now, what they're saying on the news this morning is that there are a lot of votes in trunks of cars in Atlanta. It's never ending, is it? This is the crazy thing about it all. So right now, Kemp is up about 68,000 votes. So, and you had a third party down there that took about 35,000, took about almost a percentage of the vote. But we are still waiting for these races to come in. Now, the big thing of the night, and I don't think it's that big of a thing, Illinois, by the way, Ronner, got killed.
Yeah.
He got killed. It wasn't even close. This was 54.5% to 38.5%. In this Pritzker won by, almost 750,000 votes. Now, the People's Republic of Illinois has turned into Chicago. Once again, it goes back to that article I was talking about. And I'm going to get into this here quickly. But before I do that, do me a big favor. Head over and give our folks at patriotmobile.com some time here. They're fantastic. Great cell phone coverage plans, phones. They've got a buy one, get one for November. So if you buy one line, you get one free for the year. But patriotmobile.com, 1-800-A-PATRIOT. They take your money. They take the money that you pay for your cell phone coverage, and they give a portion of it to conservative causes. Now, we saw from the midterm elections last night, we need more of that. We need more conservative businesses who believe in what we believe, who will push candidates that believe what we believe, who will do the things necessary to help move the conservative agenda forward. That's patriotmobile.com. If your phone service is up, I'm going to tell you right now, if you have AT&T, get rid of them. They suck. They have the worst customer service ever. They're awful. I hate dealing with them. You get a call center somewhere in India. I mean, it's crazy. You don't get to talk to an American. They can barely speak English. They don't like you. They don't care what you think, and they tell you so. And I hate that. I've tried to deal with AT&T. If you don't know, my current situation, I have no internet at my brand new house. The only freaking company available to give me internet is AT&T, and they suck. You suck! All right, you made me yell, AT&T. That irritates me and my throat. But they suck. Get over to patriotmobile.com. Use the Conservative Cartel. Use Mojo 50. I don't care what you use, but if you're up for your cell phone plan, need a new phone, November. Buy one line, get one line free. It's a fantastic deal. It's a half price. Think about it. You're going to get two lines for the price of one. They have great phones over there. They have great coverage nationwide. Vote with your dollars. I mean, I know the midterms were just yesterday, but look, guess what we just started, Ron? 2020. Here it comes. Here comes the campaigning for the presidential election. It's a nonstop election footing here in this country. Vote with your dollars. Head over to patriotmobile.com, 1-800-A-PATRIOT. The Conservative Cartel, Mojo 50. Tell them we sent you. That would be much appreciated. Now, we are living in such divided times. We really are. We've got a very deeply divided country. And it's amazing how we've got urban versus rural. And rural is overwhelmingly right. I mean, overwhelmingly red. And to our benefit right now, the country is overwhelmingly red. You know, that's what I'm telling you here in these House races. You know, outside of Wisconsin and a couple places in Iowa, the entire interior of the United States is bright red. Bright red. You really don't run into blue until the coast, where all the elites are. They hate us and fly over country in the hill. You know, I want you to think about this. They say on one hand, suburban voters delivered a stern rebuke to an unpopular president. Not unpopular. Ousting both Republican incumbents who had embraced Trump and those who had sought to distance themselves from him. Democrats made big gains in the Midwestern governor's races, a step in the direction of rebuilding once favorable political terrain that Trump had claimed. Now, on the other hand, rural voters stormed to the polls in virtually unprecedented numbers for a midterm election. You turned out. Unprecedented numbers. Delivering once again for the president they voted for in 2016 in a handful of critical Senate and gubernatorial elections in ruby red states. Now, exit polls showed, and this was the funny thing, we talked about it yesterday. There were no exit polls until today. It's really weird because I don't think the left likes the way the exit polls look. So exit polls showed 3/4 of voters said Americans are becoming more divided, not less. Now, why do you think Donald Trump is trying to single out Nancy Pelosi? What I mean, we've talked about it a little bit with, now Nancy Pelosi has to come out and agree with the president, which makes her vulnerable, by the way.
To her own party.
Yeah.
That's the funny
Well, but
thing.
they don't look, Ron. They don't like the Democratic Party doesn't like Nancy. What did we see the entire time the left was campaigning? Would you vote?
No.
Would you vote for Nancy Pelosi as Speaker?
That's
And
right.
a lot of them said, no,
Not even close.
No,
Yeah.
no, I'm not going to. She was an albatross around the Democrats' necks. So what has Donald Trump come out and do? He's amplified that.
Correct me if I'm wrong. She's been the Speaker before.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I thought.
She was the Speaker up through Bush
everybody.
and
I started saying
through
everybody knows
Obama all the way to 2010.
Yeah.
Because in 2010,
And is it just because she's the senior minority?
She is the minority leader, but in the Democratic Party, what does Nancy say? I get things done. And she did. I mean, I'm going to tell you right now, Nancy Pelosi was an effective leader for the Democratic Party when they had power. Now, mind you, I want you to think about the landscape. Barack Obama wins the election in 2008. The Democrats took over in that midterm election of, 2006? Might have been 4. George Bush, the economy was starting to go down the tubes. W was in. The left took over. Barack Obama came into power. And in Barack Obama's term from 2008 to 10, they had the House and the Senate in majorities.
Yeah.
I mean, big majorities. And they got a lot of stuff done. That was the whole Obamacare. Remember the Obamacare deal? They put all of their eggs in one basket, and they hammered us with Obamacare. You needed better health care because it's not really health care. It's insurance. You're insuring against disease. That you're insuring against a risk that you'll be healthy and not sick like this guy right here with my head cold and everything else, right? So the liberals come into power, and they do nothing. They get Obamacare through, which they wanted. I shouldn't say they do nothing because that's 1/6 of the economy. But Nancy Pelosi is effective on the left. Now, the funny thing is, it's going to be such a thin margin. See, the Republicans were dealing with the 24 seats, I think they were up. And in the House, it's purely majority. It's majority vote. There's no 2/3, there's no 60 votes, majority rules. So Democrats who normally vote en masse can pass anything they want. That's what's going to happen in the next 2 years. And I think Donald Trump understands that. But as we look here, what did the left want to do? They want to raise your taxes. They're telling you that jobs are not plentiful. They're telling you that everything Donald Trump has done, you're not seeing it. You don't feel it. You don't know it. And what we're really getting here, I want you to think about this for a second. Exit surveys showed Trump was a major factor in yesterday's elections. 2/3, 66%, said they cast their ballot either to support Trump or to oppose him. More voters said they were casting a ballot to support Trump than oppose him in the Senate races in Missouri, Indiana, North Dakota. And I want you to look at this for a second, Ron, as we break down last night. All of the senators, all of the Democratic senators in Republican states who voted against Kavanaugh,
they all lost.
All lost.
Yeah. And the one Democrat who did vote, who supported
Manchin.
him, he won.
Exactly. And we talked with the great folks over here at FreedomWorks, where we're coming to you live from here in Washington, D.C. They said the same thing. I was amazed. One of the big keys, and we talked about it yesterday, was Kavanaugh.
Well, you act like a shit. I'm sorry. You act like a piece of crap.
What?
Sorry.
Hit the button, Ron. By the way, not to interrupt you, but did you hear that old Robert O'Rourke threw the F word out last night on national television?
Well, in his
speech, he
really?
said effing.
No way.
Come on, dude. Have some grace. I mean, we curse a little bit. We're on the internet.
Well,
Ron yells at me when I say stupid stuff.
So,
but anyway.
I let that one slip.
Yes, you did.
So if you act like a jackass,
a turd, a little turd,
right?
Yeah.
And you are illogical in all of your statements and everything like that.
That explains the left.
then you're going to lose.
Yeah.
That's the craziest thing. But it doesn't surprise me that every one of them who were against Kavanaugh lost.
Think about it. And this goes deeper than I think party lines. It goes right to human nature. You cannot, and we're in this PC culture, if you are raped or if you are sexually abused or assaulted as a woman, you should be heard. Nobody disputes that. Nobody on the right or left says, we're glad you got raped. Everybody, I mean, it's human nature. We're sorry.
No.
We're sorry that you were put into that position. But we are, and we still are a country of laws. We are still a country of innocent until proven guilty. And what did the left do? They went too far.
You know what hurts my heart? And it hurts my heart for the real, true victims of sexual assault or rape to have watched what was going on.
Yes.
And to have been put in that position themselves to have to think, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Nobody listened to me like that.
Like a Juanita Broderick.
Nobody listened to me.
A Kathleen Wiley. A Jennifer Flowers. I mean, I'm talking about the women that have come out against Bill Clinton. But you're right. All of these women are like, I was raped. I was sexually assaulted. But because I'm a conservative or my views fall a certain way,
I shouldn't be believed.
Yes.
Yeah.
So when you look at these races with Kavanaugh, the folks at FreedomWorks said, look, here's one of the key things. Kavanaugh will be a key issue. The grassroots young girl, God, I can't think of her name now, blonde-haired girl, Emily. There it is, Emily. She came in here yesterday and she said, all of my activists came running back to Washington, D.C. when the Kavanaugh stuff broke. They were pissed. They were activated. They wanted to get out and do something because they knew it was wrong. So when we look at the races, there's some great takeaways here. There's still decency in this country. There are still people that care about this country. There are still people that care about women, who care about them being raped or sexually assaulted, who don't like it, but still believe in the rule of law. They still believe that you are innocent until proven guilty.
Right.
So Manchin, and that was my whole point last night we were talking about on our election coverage. If you're a Democrat, if you're Heitkamp, if you're McCaskill, if you're Donnelly, do you not wait to see which way the vote's going to fall before you say yes? I mean, because in the end, it didn't matter. That's why Manchin voted yes. In the end, he wasn't the deciding vote, which means those other three wouldn't have been the deciding vote.
He waited to make sure that he was not going to be the deciding vote.
Oh, yeah, the whole Collins deal and the whole spectacle and all that. But couldn't they have? It's politics 101. Couldn't they have waited to see what went down and then voted to save their seat? I was actually surprised they didn't. I'll give them some cred because they voted with their party. McCaskill is loony left. Donnelly, loony left. Heitkamp, loony left. And here we are. So when we look at those, it just gives me pause, and it makes me think that we still, to this point in the country, have some kind of morals, that we still believe in the rule of law, and we made an example of those senators in red states. So all of this, by the way, we're going to go into more here in an hour or two here because there's just so much more to get to. We're going to get to governorships. We're going to get to House races. We're going to do a few of those because we're still, by the way, California House races still not called. Still not called as of yet. Rohrabacher's out there. Ice's old seat's out there. We're going to get to that. There's a bunch of them still out there. In the toss-up seats, still tossed up. I mean, they're still, it could be a lot lower margin than the left believes. It's still out there. But let's get over to TarRiverArms.com, shall we? TarRiverArms.com. The first virtual reality gun store online. I'm going to tell you they're fantastic. They're veteran-owned and operated. They have great deals. If you're in the market, it's Christmas time. You got to get your significant other, your special someone, you should get them a firearm. Honey, if you're listening, I would like a .45 caliber Smith & Wesson M&P Shield from TarRiverArms.com. Just say it, hint, hint, hint. They have great prices. And you'll ask yourself, Matt, buying a gun is one of those things where I want to feel it in my hands. I want to look at it. I want to make sure that it's the right gun for me. I agree. I don't disagree. I own several guns. Yes, I do. Government, come get them.
I started to say you can always do that at a local gun show.
You can. Gun
and
show,
they're monthly
gun
in most
stores.
Areas.
We want you to buy local. Don't get me wrong.
But then when you go shop for price.
Yes. Money doesn't grow on trees. So we all shop for price. Amazon has done that to us, by the way. I do it all the time. When I want to buy something, I check online. Is it cheaper here? Because doesn't everybody want to save money? Well, you can save money with TarRiverArms.com. You can save money. And you may say to me, Matt, well, it's expensive to ship a gun. Nope. No, it's not. Kurt over at TarRiverArms.com takes care of the shipping. And, by the way, he takes care of the transfer fee. Because there's a fee to ship your gun to a federal firearms licensed dealer. Kurt takes care of that over at TarRiverArms.com. There's no reason not to go over there. They've got some great Mojo specials. I think they're running a Glock special now. You need to get over and check it out. They were running a 6-hour special, P365. You need to check it out. We got some great stuff there. By the way, Ron,
Yep.
They're in our Black Friday giveaway. Tar River Arms is got a firearm they're going to give away. So if you've not signed up, by the way, head over to mojo50.com.
Do we know what that is yet?
No, I do not know what that is, but it's a free gun. Who cares what it is? I'd like if I could sign up and win, I would.
No joke.
I
we've already been told no, we can't.
Yeah, the hammer's been brought. We cannot sign up, but you can. You can go over to mojo50.com. All you need to do, register. Just your email. If you're on the email list, you would have gotten our blast for the last couple of days that we're going to be in D.C., that we're going to be with FreedomWorks, going to be doing live election coverage. We're not going to spam you. We're not going to do a bunch of crap to you, but firearm from TarRiverArms.com. We've got a watch from Minuteman Watches. We've got a phone case, battery backup, stun gun from Yellow Jacket, and we have a great wooden flag from one of our newest sponsors, dogtagfurniture.org. It's their big flag. We'll talk about them a little bit later, but head over to TarRiverArms.com. Go to mojo50.com. Sign up for that giveaway. We're giving it away Black Friday, 2 weeks from this Friday. It's coming up, so you're going to want to do that. On the other side, we're going to get hour one done. We're going to get into some House and some governorships. We're going to talk about local government. We're going to go over some things that happened. We're still in good shape. Don't go anywhere. The cartel rolls on this Wednesday morning. Oh, wait a minute. I'm not. What the heck?
Yeah, you're a little early.
Oh, I'm 28-20. Oh, well, my bad.
Yeah,
so
you're out
I'm
at
out
59-18.
I was looking at the wrong number. So now I got to make up 30 seconds because I was ready to go get some more coffee. I'm like 28-28. Oh, yes. Oh, no. 59-18 is the mark. Look, the giveaway's fantastic. The giveaway is fantastic. We'll be adding stuff in there. I think there's going to be some nostalgia stuff in there. There's going to be some Rich Solution stuff in there. You need to do it. There's the music. Finally.
There's that music.
I thought it was going to play at one time. I thought,
damn producer.
What's Ron doing over there? But it's my fault. Head over to mojo50.com. Sign up. It is free. We won't spam you. We'll be right back here. I'm going to go get some more coffee. The cartel rolls on.
The owner of a flower shop in Richland, Washington, is being sued because of her Christian beliefs.
Tonight, the war on traditional values.
Cake shop owner in Colorado now facing fines or even jail time after he refused to bake a cake for a same-sex wedding due to his religious beliefs.
Our freedoms are under attack in this country, and we're not gonna take it anymore. Live from the Cartel Studios in Fort Worth, Texas, it's the Conservative Cartel with Matt Locke. And now, here's your host, Matt Locke.
All right. Hour 2 is upon us, the Conservative Cartel. We are not live from the Cartel Studios. We're not in the Freedom Dojo on the Mojo 50 River in Dallas-Fort Worth.
But we are live.
We are live, by the way. We're not Memorex. And we are live from the FreedomWorks studios here in Washington, D.C. Now, you guys turned out in record numbers for Mojo50.com. And that's what really matters, Ron Phillips.
But, you know,
voting.
these guys have been really good to us. They've been fantastic.
Yes.
You know, they've met us at the door every morning early.
They love us.
To let us upstairs.
I don't know why.
Poor Pete. He lets us in, then he comes up.
And lays on the couch.
Goes to sleep on the couch.
Yeah, I just passed Pete in the hallway, and I said, "You're ready for the weekend like me, right?" He's like, "Oh, yes."
Oh.
And look,
well, and I would
Pete's
imagine it's been a long week for these guys.
Yeah, and Pete's a strapping young lad. He's not old. He's all right. He'll bounce back like we all did when we were young and could work on 2 hours of sleep a day.
But you and I worry about bouncing back every damn day.
Well, we're old. Oh, Ron Phillips, you gonna bring them donuts in here? Ron Phillips wants a donut, by the way.
I don't need a donut.
Oh, yeah, I heard your stomach yell all the way over here.
I'm on the air.
Give him a donut.
Oh, for the
Take
love of Pete.
a donut. Yeah, thank you, by the way. No, I'm good. I don't
do
need
sweets.
Donuts, but
what a doofus.
I could hear Ron's belly yelling at you from right
guys.
there. So there you go. Ron's got it. See, that's what happens when you're live. But thanks, guys, for tuning in. This is the Conservative Cartel. I'm your host, Matt Locke. That is Ron Phillips. Eat that donut, dude. I know you're hungry.
That's right. I turned down the microphone.
There you go. I mean, Ron's over there, and he's like, oh, dog, dang, I've been so busy. I can't even get to – I need some food. And then his belly, he should have heard it. I mean, his belly's like, donuts. Look at the donuts in the hallway. Give me a donut. Oh, she came back for seconds. Oh, my God. Thanks, guys. So, no, we're live from the FreedomWorks studios. I'm making fun of Ron, but he's hungry. Ron's been working his tail off. I'll tell you what, the hardest working producer in radio by far is Ron. Ron, what's your last name? Ron Townsend? Troy Ackerman?
He calls me Farkin.
Farkin?
Now. Ron Farkin.
Ron Farkin? Farkenheiser? Farkenheiser now. I mean, Litsky, Farkin Litsky. Ron Farkin Litsky. I like that better. I'm so glad you guys are here. You guys showed up in record numbers last night. Thank you. I hope, sincerely, we hope you enjoyed the election coverage. We're doing things differently here. If you haven't noticed yet, none of this stuff's conventional. But our politics as we know them are changing dramatically. They're not your grandma and grandpa's politics. You know, we're living in an age. Beer-filled donuts, Jules says. Is there any beer in there? Maybe just a little, Bailey's infused donuts I might eat. What was it? What was the article? I saw an article on donuts that I was talking with Chef Patrick from our Spoonie channel.
Were they bourbon?
I think they were bourbon donuts. I think you're right.
Yeah.
They were bourbon-infused donuts. I might try that because I don't think they would be as sugary.
See, that's the two worst things for me. Sweets
and bourbon. And a cigar.
Oh, well, there's a third.
I mean, there's a third.
All three vices, right?
You gotta have
one
vices. That's right. But it's one of those things where politics is changing so quickly in front of our eyes. You know, it was funny. I'm going to get to some of your communiques, by the way, this morning. So hashtag We Are Cartel. You can use that. Hashtag What I Learned Today. That's Docs, but we can railroad that too. I don't think he cares. But you want to tweet at us, that would be fine. Hashtag The Day After. What was the hashtag headlines? Write the headline. Hashtag Write the Headline today. Is that the hashtag? I know you're eating. I'm sorry.
It was like write the new headlines.
Right. Something. Write the headline. Hell, yeah. I don't know. I'll have to look and see. But so anyway, you guys were fantastic. Thank you for hanging out with us last night. We certainly enjoyed it. We had a great time. We had a great time. It didn't go our way. It didn't happen. Communiques here, I'm looking at them. This is fantastic, by the way, because I put out that tweet with John Cardillo. Obama lost 63 House seats, Clinton 54. Well, here's a rebuttal to this. Josky says, Chris Kobach, by the way, we're going to get to these races that are in the House, the gubernatorial, the local stuff, right? So Chris Kobach out in Kansas, he says, Kobach was handpicked by Trump to investigate voter fraud. After he wasted millions, he concluded there was no voter fraud. This is an actual official investigation. Unlike the crap of whatever Project Veritas is, that was real. If that was real, Kobach wouldn't have used it. He says, so stop the BS. No. It left again. Here we are. But there's voter fraud everywhere. We saw it. And the funny thing was, Ron, old Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, there it is.
Dude, you got to give a brother a little bit more warning.
Well, I said it as slow as I could.
Yeah, I guess so.
She is going to be the gift that keeps on giving. I mean, is this not going to be fun? This is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about our politics changing. You've got a young lady who hasn't an effing clue. I mean, she literally doesn't have a clue. She took it, Ron, I don't know if you remember or not. Remember the picture, Ocasio-Cortez?
No, I don't remember what you're talking about.
Remember the picture of Ocasio-Cortez?
Oh, my God.
Okay, thank you. She took a picture on steps wearing a $3,000 suit. Remember that picture? She was in $400 heels, $3,000 suit, $1,000 worth of jewelry, preaching to you about socialism and, how everything should be, right? I mean, she has no clue. She literally has no clue. But I saw a tweet this morning that was fantastic because the tweet going around today about Miss Cortez is that she's the youngest ever to be elected to the House. And I think she's 29, or 28. She's young. She's a young lady. But people have been playing off that and saying, she is the dumbest person ever elected to the House. And most ignorant, whatever you want to fashion, it's absolutely true. Okay, had to get some American Pride Roasters coffee in there and get that throat warm and re-lubricated. We're going to head to some gubernatorial races because we had some big ones, by the way. Ohio, Mike DeWine, I think it's Mike DeWine, ended up beating his challenger by a little over 200,000 votes. That's a big pickup because Sherrod, whatever the hell his name is, there in Ohio, won the Senate seat. He's got a Democrat machine there. But everything else in Ohio, Ron, went red. It's amazing. I looked at Ohio here for the House, and you have Balderson, by the way. Remember Troy Balderson around Columbus there, Delaware, North. He won. He picked up his seat in the second runoff, which is kind of funny because they had a runoff election, and then they had the real election all within 6 months, and he won again, and he won by about almost 5%. But everything in Ohio is deep red except for Cuyahoga County and Cleveland. I mean, you're over there, Akron, Cleveland, House 11 went big time to the Democrat, 82% to 18, and then you had Ohio House 13 went 60-40. So you got two little blue spots, and it's amazing because that is actually right across the border from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So you got it. Trump did so well with the blue-collar vote. And then you look at that and you're like, oh, okay, I mean, all right, that's a little bit odd. That wouldn't be better. But we did take the governor's race in Ohio, which is a big win. We're still waiting. 99% is in Georgia. And Kemp is still up by about 68,000 votes. It's 50.4% to 48.7%. So I think what the Democrats are hoping for, by the way, Ron, in Georgia, if nobody hits 50%, it's a runoff. Kemp is at 50.4%. No runoff there. I literally think they're searching for votes in trunks of cars in Atlanta. To bring
that 4%.
Oh, they have. They're trying to find that 0.4 to a 49.9. That's what they're looking for right now because they have not called Georgia for the governorship. This is the left, my friends. Don't put it past them to be out there digging around for ballots because it's amazing how they show up.
Oh, look, we found a whole trunk load.
Well, look up in Minnesota. Stuart Smalley up there in Minnesota, they found ballots in the trunk of car. I mean, this is what the Democratic Party does.
You didn't mean Stuart Smalley.
Yeah.
Is that the guy's name, or are you talking about Al Franken?
Al Franken.
Okay.
But remember,
I just was checking.
He was on SNL.
I know who he was.
People like him, Ron.
Yeah.
But, yes.
But that's what I remember. They found them in the trunk of cars.
Yeah, they found ballots in the trunk of cars in Minnesota.
Voila.
And there it was. I'm telling you right now, Georgia's got that 50% runoff. The liberal Democratic Party is looking for votes somewhere in Georgia. They're doing it. So they haven't called that yet. We're still waiting on that. Arizona, but this is really weird too. So the incumbent, Doug Ducey out there, Arizona governor, won handily, Ron. This is the weird thing because Texas was the same way. I'm going to go to Texas and Robert O'Rourke and all that. But Governor Greg Abbott won by over 1 million votes in Texas. He is well liked. And if you look at, there were some upsets in Texas. We're going to talk about that a little bit today. But if you look at Texas, Governor Abbott wins huge. But yet Ted Cruz wins by about 200,000 votes. He won by about 3%. Not a great big win. And we talked about this last night. I like Ted Cruz. I believe up on Capitol Hill, there are several lawmakers that are actually conservative. Ted Cruz is one of them. Mike Lee, Rand Paul comes to mind. Those kind of guys they're right. I mean, they're conservative. Those are the people that we should be putting our support and our votes behind. But, Governor Abbott runs away with the vote. Ted Cruz squeaks by. Now we're still waiting on Arizona. Still, this is so ridiculous. I'm telling you, it's the craziest thing I've ever seen. 75% of the vote in Arizona. It's crazy. And it looks like McSally is up about 16,000 votes, but it hasn't went anywhere. Did something break in Arizona? Let me look here. Let me see if there's got to be a story about this, right? I mean, we're waiting. Montana's the other big one. We're going to get into that here in a little bit too. But yeah, still, it's just here's Fox News. Still too close to call. So, by the way, Fox did their voter analysis, and health care came in number 1, which means health insurance, by the way. I wish I'd stop calling it health care. It's not health care. It's insurance. Everybody gets care. You can go to your doctor and pay. I mean, there was a time I didn't have health insurance. Hell, right now, my wife and I have a health savings account, HSA. When I go to the doctor, I pay for it out of pocket. And you know what I do, Ron? What? I go to my doctor and I say, look, I'm paying for this today. It isn't running through insurance. None of that stuff. Would you cut me a deal? They do. I mean, a normal office visit to our doctor is like $125, and I think they cut me a deal to like $75. You know why? Because it's instant money. They didn't have to pay any insurance company. They didn't have to file any paperwork. The file lady, secretary, nurse, whoever has to file the stuff in the deal didn't have to do that. I mean, you cut out a lot of labor when you pay for your stuff up front. So
right.
You're not You're going to get health care, but what did we say last night? The Democratic Party is very good at messaging. They convinced their voters that President Trump, the boogeyman, was going to take away their health care. If they had pre-existing conditions, they were going to die. No. You're not going to. So 26% said that health care was the factor of why they voted. 23% said immigration. So Donald Trump did a very good job because immigration was real low on the list before the election. It came in at number 2. Economy and jobs was number 3 at 19%. So between those three, what do you have there? 42, about 70%, 68, said healthcare, immigration, or economy was their number one, their key concerns. Gun policy came in at 8%. And guess what, Ron? Guess what no one cares about in this country when it comes to voting?
What?
What do you think is the least thing that people care about? Has to do with clouds and rain and heat.
Oh.
Environment.
Yeah.
Climate change. They don't give two craps.
They'll talk a big game,
Well, it came in at 7%.
Really?
People don't care. They just, it's a and everybody, oh, the Paris Climate Accords and Donald Trump and that crazy guy, it's terrible. Not really. Now, the funny thing is I saw some of your communiques. I'm going to go to them right now and get some of that under wraps. Somebody on Facebook said, you know what? Now I think with the left winning the House that Hillary might think you care about her. No, we don't, Hillary. Stay home, keep drinking, or whatever it is you do, because we don't want you. We do not want you. Let's see here. What is going on the communiques here today? Oh, it's Right Today's Headlines. Hashtag Right Today's Headlines. Here we've got Christopher. This is the last poll that will be seen in 2018. Happy Festivus. It's gold, Jerry. It's gold. If you don't watch Seinfeld, Happy Festivus. It's funny. Write the headline. Red tsunami goes down the drain. Yeah, I would agree. Look, there was no tsunami. There was no red wave. Let's just be honest. We're realists here. We're going to tell you the truth. We did well in the Senate, picking up 4 seats. That helps. That gives the buffer to Trump, but no red tsunami, no red wave. Let's see here. Let's see. Oh, they got a picture of you and me of Bert and Ernie sleeping in a bed, Ron. That's a weird little deal. They got Matt and Ron right there in the deal. I don't know what that means, but
where'd they get the pictures?
It's
off the website.
It's Sesame Street.
I see. It just says Matt and Ron.
Yeah, it says Matt and Ron. The creative people.
We don't sleep in the same bed, folks.
Well, no, we don't cuddle or anything.
I sleep close enough to him that I can hear his ass talking.
But if we did, I would be the big spoon. Just saying. If we slept in the same bed, I'd be the big spoon. Okay.
I'd be the teddy bear.
Well,
oh, snap.
Yeah.
There I went.
Wow. Okay, we're going to move on. Let's see here. What do we got here? Question, whatchamacallit? Why does the word libertarian or libertarian conservative scare people so much? What is scary about more freedom and being financially sound? Absolutely nothing, by the way, is scary about that. So you guys are fantastic. Let's see here. Michigan's overthrow of Rick Scott makes the Beto loss bearable. Happy for you. There was no Rick Scott in Michigan. He was in Florida, and that's how dumb liberal voters are. That's what they said, too. This is how dumb liberal voters are. Rick Scott's in Florida, not Michigan. I saw last night, by the way, Ron, I'm going to bring up this story, and then I'm going to get to SaveYourHeart.com. I saw a story last night I found interesting because people were Googling who to vote for. Has the country become this dumb? Seriously. Have we gotten this dumb in this country that you literally need to go to a search engine to figure out who you're voting for? Hey, news flash. Read something.
Well, that's the
research.
Those are the scary ones. And you know what? Those are the ones that the Democrats prey on. I'm going to use that word.
They do. They do prey on them because they're idiots. They're morons. They obviously are stupid. And I'm saying not unintelligent. You're just stupid. If you are going to a search engine to tell you who to vote for, there's something wrong. And that's why big tech is in the pocket of who? The left. You don't think that Google doesn't influence their search terms? Come on. They do. And they do it quite regularly. But we have people in this country that are Googling who to vote for. God, that's crazy. I just don't have anything more to say to that. Hey, head over to SaveYourHeart.com. SaveYourHeart.com, fantastic product. It's called the Pauling Therapy Essentials Formula. It's great for your heart, by the way. It's a therapy essentials formula that helps remove plaque from your arteries. Because heart disease, it's a big problem in America. You know, we aren't as healthy as we should be. I've got a few more pounds than I need be. I don't have hereditary heart issues, but a lot of people do. And if you want to take care of your heart, if you want to be healthy and you want to live a long life, you want to see your grandkids, you want to be active, you want to be productive, check out SaveYourHeart.com, the Pauling Therapy Essentials Formula. I want you to listen to this. Patients who are on the Pauling therapy, here's what they've reported. Reduction or elimination of blockages in their arteries, a reduction or elimination of angina, increased blood flow to your heart, which is a really good thing, increased sense of well-being, increased energy, increased mobility, and you know what? The biggest thing? The high blood pressure. They're controlling their high blood pressure. It's not good. When you have high blood pressure, what happens? Your heart's working overtime. You're pumping that blood too hard because your arteries may be blocked, partially blocked. It's causing those arteries to be overworked. And when you overwork a machine, it eventually breaks. I know. My dad was a mechanic. I grew up in a garage. I've watched, engine blocks crack. I've watched when you don't have enough oil in an engine or you have something go wrong. Well, your heart's an engine. It drives your body. And when you're overworking your engine, guess what, folks? It's going to go boom. It's going to stop working and then you die. It's as crazy as that. So you want to control that high blood pressure. You want to reduce your heart rate. You want to have healthier looking skin. You want to feel more physically fit. SaveYourHeart.com. Get over there. Check out the Pauling Therapy Essentials Formula. He's got some Ray over there. Good guy, Ray. Save Your Heart. 1-800-77-HEART. Beyond Tangerine 2.0. They've got some soft gels for their fish oil. You can get 500 capsules there. Some Ascorcine 9. You can get that. All good for your heart, by the way. All good for your heart, your joints, everything else. SaveYourHeart.com. You use Mojo. In the coupon, you're going to get a 10% discount. And for doing that and being part and listening to the Conservative Cartel, Mojo 50 radio, not only are you going to save 10%, you're going to get Dr. Levy's book, The Number One Killer, Stop America's Number One Killer. Thomas Levy. He's an MD, he's a cardiologist. He knows what he's talking about. You're going to get his book. You're going to get 10% off. You're going to save your heart. Head over to SaveYourHeart.com. All right, guys. Halfway through the program here, I want to get to these locals. I've been telling you about this. I want to get to the governorships here. I've spent a little bit of time on this right now. I can't believe I'm saying this to you. CNN.com has governorships at 25 Republican, 22 Democrat for the ones that ran. And we still have Georgia has not been called. I think there's a couple others that have not been called, I think. I'm looking here just to make sure. We're going to go through those. We're going to get into some more stories here. A lot of stuff, rolling around. Just a lot of things happening. We still have some races too close to call the day after. I mean, that's the crazy thing about all of this. We are the day after Arizona, Montana, still too close to call. I want you to stick around. We're going to be back here very quickly. I got the right time this time, so I know what I'm doing. Don't go anywhere. The cartel halfway through. We're going to jump on a jet plane and go home after this. Come back.
You're listening to the Conservative Cartel with Matt Locke.
So somebody out there, Ron, said that they dig my headset microphone because I look like a police officer.
Really?
Yeah. Let me, Matt, love the head mic. You look like a cop on a motorcycle.
Oh, yeah. Well, a cop on a motorcycle doesn't wear this. I mean, a cop on a motorcycle wears a helmet that's got the microphone hanging off of it.
But thank you, Susie. I
mean, maybe the ball cap gives it to me.
It could be. Hey, welcome back to the Conservative Cartel. Matt Locke, your host.
I do dig these headphones.
That voice you hear is Ron Phillips, producer. I don't dislike him. I mean, it's easy. You know, we needed something on the road. It's hands-free. We don't have to sit here and worry about a mic stand, all that stuff. We got the new the mothership in the Mojo 50 Freedom Dojo. I don't know if these things are going to become. I, myself, don't like wearing headphones. I have in-ear monitors. When you watch the program, I stick them in my ears and away I go, and they're out of the way, and I kind of like that. Or a helicopter pilot. So now I'm a cop and a helicopter pilot. It's go to work.
Yeah, aircraft.
Yeah,
this is what I wear when I fly.
Because I'm cool. Because I'm cool. So, by the way, I told you right before that break, I want to head to some gubernatorial races that we haven't gotten to. We're still waiting on Georgia. Like I said, I think they're waiting to find some ballots in a trunk of a car somewhere, which would not surprise me in the least bit. But the funny thing I saw yesterday, Ron, Idaho. Idaho is very red. I've been to Idaho. It's a fantastic state. Boise is a fantastic city. Been there several times. Very red. And someone on Twitter said, oh, gosh, Idaho was almost cool. Because they want them to go left. I mean, everybody's voting for coolness now. They're not voting for fiscal policy. They're not voting for conservatism. They're voting because you're cool. That is mind-blowing. Now, the big upset of the night in the gubernatorial race, obviously you have to go to the state of Wisconsin. Incumbent Scott Walker, who, like I said last night, you know, I was a Walker fan at the beginning. And as I did more research and I started to look into his background, I was like, And then it was like, it's weird because this guy started out as a conservative warrior. I mean, Wisconsin was in a lot of trouble. He turned their fiscal house around. You remember the sit-ins at the Capitol. You know, he went against the unions. He did a lot of great things in Wisconsin, and now after, I mean, it seems like he's ran 7 elections in the last, 5 years, 6 years, 4 years, whatever it is. He ended up losing by, it wasn't a lot, by about 30,000 votes. And that has been called 99% are in. They're not going to find anything in Kenosha in a trunk or Madison, because those are all Democrat strongholds up in Wisconsin. So you can call that. Nevada, by the way, that once again, that was another key race, and the Republican lost there by about 26,000. Legs alt lost to Sisolak 48.8 to 45.9. 94% of the vote in there, still 6%. They have actually called that for Sisolak, but with 26,000 vote lead. No surprise here in California. Gavin Newsom, John Cox. Cox lost by almost 20 points. And almost 1.5 million votes. I mean, is it time to just let California float into the Pacific Ocean? I think we might be at that point. Alaska went red. No surprise there, as Dunleavy for governor. Same thing. Minnesota stayed blue. Democrat won there by about 300,000 votes. That's not unusual either. South Dakota, red, Nome, 172,000 to 161, about 11,000 votes there. Colorado's the big story. I don't know. Have you paid attention? It's funny how the news media tries to shape public opinion, because you know what we know about Colorado's governor, right?
Is transitioning.
He likes it in the Dirt Star.
Oh, he's gay.
He's gay.
First openly gay governor, right?
Openly gay, likes it in the backside. He likes it in the second hole. Not. He doesn't have a front hole. He's got a pole, but he's got a second hole. And he likes it there. I don't know if he's the pitcher or the catcher, though. But that's the story today.
I started to say, you can't say those things about him.
I can. He's gay.
Right.
It's
but
true.
You don't know if he likes it there.
Well, he likes it in one of his holes. We just don't know which.
Oh, my God.
I'm just saying. I'm so tired. Look, it's the truth. I don't care if you're gay. I really don't care that he's gay. But you know who does? CNN. They care that he's gay. It's so ridiculous. The time we live in, I don't care. I don't care if he's the first openly gay governor. I don't care. If you want to be gay, go be gay. Go with your boyfriend, Don Lemon. I don't care. I mean, that's the libertarian in me. But stop. Please, 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 please just stop telling me it's okay, because it's not. I'm not gay. I don't want to be gay. I don't care that you're gay. I love my wife. I love women. See, I said my wife first.
Yeah, you did.
There you go. See, I covered that base. But CNN wants you to believe that that's an important deal. What is it? It's identity politics.
Right.
Once again, the first openly gay governor. Oh, we're making great strides in the LGBTQ elemental PZDBG group, whatever the hell. And then the other big one was the House race. You saw that. We had 2 Muslims win in House races, and, of course, diversity. First openly Muslim. Well, we had a Muslim president. His name was Barack Obama, so he just didn't tell you. But, they want to tout this racial, what am I looking for here? This social wave of you need to accept something. I don't have to accept anything. I don't really care. But this is what you're getting. So, big upset in Kansas. That was my 2 cents there. Chris Kobach, he lost big, by the way. Kansas is weird. Kansas is really, really odd. And love you guys out there in Kansas. I used to work Kansas as an ag guy, as an agriculture guy. Blue up around Topeka, of course. You got Wichita down in there. That's blue, somewhat. But everywhere else, bright, bright, bright red. Now, Ron, I want you to think about this for a second, because there's 3 counties in Kansas that pretty much call this race, by the way. It's crazy. right? So you've got Johnson County that had roughly 250,000 votes of the 900,000. So let's think about that for a second. 250,000 of 900, 25% of the votes came out of that county. You've got Douglas County, just to the east of Topeka, which has another 60,000 votes. And then you have Topeka itself, which is Shawnee, and that's another 75 to 80. So between those three counties right there, you are sitting on half of the vote. This Kelly got all of the votes in those counties. I mean, it's crazy. 150 to about 100,000 in Johnson, 35,000 about 10 in Douglas, and 40,000 about 20,000 in Shawnee. And those were the big ones. Now, every other county in Kansas, I'm gonna point this out to you, right? I'll get to Wichita too. Wichita is the other big county in Kansas, got the other big city, the urban population. There's about another 170,000 down there. That was almost split evenly, 75 to 68,000 Kelly to Kobach. But if you look all around Kansas, everywhere else, I want you to think about this. Anderson County, 1,500 votes. Franklin County, 7,000 votes. Miami County, 10,000 votes. Ottawa, 1,500. Lincoln, 1,000. Russell, 2,200. Ellis, 7,000. Ness, 900. All these little counties in Kansas, he literally won all of Kansas, except for 3 counties, and lost the state. That's the crazy thing about the way our politics look today. It is so wild the way we are. But you know what? That's the way our founders set this thing up. No matter what your population was, you had the same vote as the next person. Your vote meant as much as the person in Wichita. But the urban communities are winning. They're winning, and they're liberal. That's nuts. I would like to see, I have not seen, and I'm assuming it's low, the millennial turnout. Have you seen any millennial numbers?
No, I haven't.
I haven't either. And I'm assuming they're low because we haven't seen any. Because what did the Democrats tell you yesterday? Oh, well, these millennials are going to turn out in droves. They're going to vote Democrat. There's going to be a blue wave. They're pissed. Gun control, all that stuff. We did not see that. All right, so in the Me Too era, by the way, I want to hit on this because this is another one of these really weird deals that happened yesterday. In the hashtag Me Too era, at least 4 Democrats were elected despite misconduct allegations. Yeah. At least 4 Democrats facing sexual misconduct in the hashtag Me Too era were voted into office on Tuesday, a result that would appear to clash with the party's claims to stand behind women and have zero tolerance towards these allegations. House Reps Keith Ellison, Tony Cardenas, Bobby Scott, and Senator Bob Menendez all came out victorious on Tuesday despite being accused of misconduct. Their election raises questions whether the Democratic Party, which went all out to stop Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh in the face of an assault claim and stressed the importance of believing women's allegations, is selectively tapping into the hashtag Me Too movement. You think the left is selectively doing anything? Hey, bad for you. It's okay. All women are to be believed unless they're accusing Democrats. And then they're just crazy. Do you see the politics we're playing? That's what irritates me, I think, the most about everything going on today. As we have looked at the maps, as we've talked about governorships and all the other stuff that's actually currently happening in our country, that the Democratic Party's a fraud. It's the only way to put it. The Democrats are a bunch of frauds. They're liars. They say, hey, do as we say, not as we do. And it's amazing to me. Well, you know what, Ron? It's really not that amazing to me because we have people using search engines to figure out who to vote for. That's the amazing thing to me today. We live in a technology-driven society where information is literally at your fingertips. And everybody has the internet. Everybody has a smartphone. Everybody has access to the information. But the left, they're just so damn lazy. And they're easily manipulated. And they're easily convinced. It saddens me. It's called being hypocritical. Thank you, Mike. Well, that's the left, right? And it's sad because there's a certain sector of this country that is being completely snowed. They're being completely misled, and they either don't care or are too stupid to know it. There's no other way to explain it, right? There's just no other way to explain it. It's wild here. Let me see what stories I got here. Why I shift gears. Oh, that's what I want to do. I know what I want to do. Hey, head over to mojowildrice.com. mojowildrice.com. Nostalgia. Name of the company. They're up in Minnesota. They have this wild rice that grows up there, native wild rice. It's a superfood. It's fantastic, gluten-free, low in cholesterol. It's good for you. We don't all eat all that great. This is a way to eat healthy. This is a way to bring your eating under control if you're looking to lose weight, if you're looking to be more healthy. If you just want to have more flavorful food, head over to mojowildrice.com. They've got jams, they've got jellies, they've got soup, they've got syrup, they've got pancakes, waffles. I mean, they've got sampler packs, grilling packs. It's, Ron, 48 days till Christmas. Wouldn't that be a great gift? To get somebody it's hard. I'll tell you, I have a hard time shopping for my family because you never know what they want, right? It's always a gift. Ask my wife. I'm a terrible gift giver. My wife, I hate to admit this, my wife sends me things she wants for Christmas and then I pick one or two. I've gotten, Ron, I bought my wife this necklace one time. It wasn't a good deal. Let's just say that. She wanted a nice necklace. I bought a crappy necklace, and I didn't know what the hell I was doing. Here we go. And so now my wife sends me all this stuff to buy her gifts for. But what a great gift it would be to get someone, mojowildrice.com, get them some wild rice, get them some sampler packs, some grilling packs, some jams, some jellies, some all kinds of things, pancake mixes, soups, you name it, mojowildrice.com. They're a great new advertiser on the Conservative Cartel, Mojo 50. Christmas is coming. They make great gifts. Head over to mojowildrice.com. I've got an article here I pulled out from last night. And I went back after the election, sat on the bed, kind of decompressed a little bit, just kind of took it easy, and I was seeing what was coming in because we all sit around last night, and we're from Texas. Most of us are now living in Texas that do our show here. I mean, Doc's in Texas, not in Texas. That's a long story and my story to tell. But he does the show out of Fort Worth, Texas. So we are all Texas guys, right? So you had the Robert O'Rourke political sweepstakes is what I'm going to call it. The left went crazy, by the way. They think Beto is, and this is funny. I heard on the Daily Mojo this morning, Ron, where one of our listeners said, oh, he's going to drop that Beto. Oh, hell no. Hell no. He going to ride that horse because that's all the left is. They're just identity politics. So celebrities, by the way. This is where our politics have come to. So Texas, we thought, was bright red. We thought. I was amazed at the numbers that came in for the Ted Cruz-Robert O'Rourke race. Yeah. I mean, Ted only won by like 3%. I would have figured 5 to 10.
I started saying we thought it was going to be a easy wash.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it was too close. It was most everybody sitting in this room was sweating it a little bit last night.
I don't know if we were sweating it, but we were definitely concerned. It was weird because we watched all night, and it wasn't until about 80+% of the vote was counted that Cruz actually pulled ahead.
I started to say, because he was, you talk about 1%.
Yeah.
It was still 90% Beto at that time, and I'm thinking, oh my God.
And it's funny how the left does this because we were on CNN's interactive map, and the left always will bring out the Democrat votes first.
Yeah,
and they want to. It's like building suspense. They want to build this up. They want you to think that oh my God, Robert O'Rourke's way up, and he was for quite some time until about 80% of the vote came in. And of course, Cruz won, get his second stint here in the Senate from Texas. He is the junior senator, by the way.
That's every 6 years.
Every 6 years. Yeah. So this is his second term. He's been in there 6 years now because he came in 2012.
Yeah.
And after that whole, 2010 was the red wave, was the Tea Party, and then Cruz came in 12, and now back here in 18. But the thing that struck me, Ron, celebrities. Right after Beto lost, Alyssa Milano crackers, cookies, whatever her name is, she says, Beto lost? That's okay. Now he can run for president. It was like it was pre-planned. You know that Beto's...
It was pre-planned.
You know that Beto's wife's very wealthy? Did you know that? She's
really, a billionaire, right?
She's, billions of heirs. Billions of heirs. Multiple billions of heirs.
Yeah.
It was like... Think about all the money that rolled into Texas from outside.
Think about the money that he put in versus what Cruz put in, and Cruz still kicked his butt.
Oh, yeah. Cruz was outspent 10-1.
Easy 10-1.
It might have been 20-1.
Yeah.
I mean, and that just goes to show you, too, Trump did the same thing. It's not really about money anymore in politics. It's about who you reach. We were talking with the FreedomWorks people here, and they're now texting outreach. I mean, they're reaching hundreds. They texted 1.5 million people.
Yeah.
In this race. They're reaching millions now via the smartphone.
So I have a thought for you.
Yeah.
Question. If Cruz had not run for president in 2016, do you anticipate that it would have helped or hurt?
I think he would have lost.
You think so?
I think I'm new to Texas.
Yeah.
I've been down in Texas now for about a year. And Texas, everywhere you go, it's kind of funny. We're in Fort Worth, so that's the red side of the DFW Metroplex.
Correct.
Dallas is
the blue
very
side.
blue, right? And, everybody we run into is very conservative. But it seems as if we're seeing a paradigm shift in Texas. Now, is that illegal aliens? Is that Hispanics? Because I read an article a month or two ago where the minority population of Texas is increasing. And I think Hispanics now make up 24%, I think, of the population of Texas. They're everywhere. And mind you, I'm going to tell you, Hispanics, they don't like illegal immigration either. Most of them came here legally or were born here or whatnot. But the thing that struck me, Ron, the reason I brought up this story, is it was like the left had already put this scenario together.
Right.
Because we talked about this. Look at all of the money that came in from California, celebrities, New York's for Beto. I mean, everybody outside of Texas loves Beto. He's the white Obama, right? But he's not Joe Senator. He's not Joe Senator in Texas.
Right. But where did Beto come from? How did he become the white Obama?
Yeah, where did he come from? What is his
I never heard about him until he started running against Cruz.
Well, so he's a state senator of Texas in Lubbock, I believe. He's over in Lubbock or Amarillo. He's over west. But he's a state senator. But once again, just like Barack Obama, I mean, this guy came onto the scene from nowhere.
Right. But are they talking about Beto like they talked about Marco Rubio back in 2012? Well,
that's a good analogy, by the way, because they're both pretty
you remember,
boys.
Marco Rubio had the the Republican rebuttal to one of Obama's
one of the State of the
Union.
Yep.
And he's the one that had the water bottle.
Because he's thirsty.
And he was the big up and comer.
Yeah. And he was a good-looking guy.
And he did run for president, don't get me wrong.
Cuban American. I mean, he's not Hispanic, it's more Cuban.
But how do you go from a pretty unknown person to being pushed for president of the United States?
Money.
Okay.
Money. Name recognition.
Okay.
Look, and I'll tell you, I told you this from the get-go. I said, you watch. Robert O'Rourke, win, lose, draw, whatever, they are grooming him to run in 2020.
Yeah.
And why? And this is I'll tell you, this is the most amazing thing. The dude calls himself Beto. He's Irish. I mean, are you just that effing dumb? Is half the country just that? I want to say the F word, but I can't. Because the dude's not Hispanic, and you made me yell, and my throat hurts. Okay. He's not Hispanic, Ron. The dude's name is Robert.
No, dude, but
He's
know
white.
they're marketing that to the Hispanic voter.
Well, they're marketing it to a bunch of effing idiots.
I know.
It's can you not see your gut?
Which is funny because Raphael.
Yeah, that's his real name.
He goes by Ted.
Yeah, it's Raphael. He's actually Cuban.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. And that's.
But didn't his dad assassinate Kennedy? I'm just saying.
That's what Trump said, I guess.
Yeah.
But you think about that. I want you to think about you. That's a great analogy is brought up. Ted Cruz is actually Cuban.
Yeah.
He is actually a minority. He goes by Ted. He wants to be American. Here you've got Robert O'Rourke, who is as white as a cracker, and I mean it by that. He's just white. He's not Hispanic. Changing your name, I could change my name. I'm Raul. It doesn't make me I about said it. It doesn't make me Hispanic either. I about said the F word. Right? I mean, he did. Yeah. That's why. All right, I'm playing with you guys here. So, did you see he said the damn F word right on national
You said that, but I didn't see it.
He did. He's like, I love my effing team. I'm like, he just said the F
word. Did he even go, oh.
No.
No, he just passed right by.
And it was all, look, we do a lot of things here on the radio for reaction. You know, we want to entertain. You know, we want people to say, oh, my God, Matt Locke just said the F word. Look, he's fired up.
Kelly says, oh, man, that was close.
I thank you, Kelly, by the way. I'm a trained broadcast professional. But he literally said the F word, Ron, on national television. Because why? It plays to the idiocy of the left. They think it's cool.
Yeah.
They think he's an Hispanic. They're effing stupid. They're uneducated ignoramuses. And they're going to run him. They're going to run him for president. And you know the sad thing is, he's going to be the front runner. He's literally, mark my words, I'm going to say it right now. I'm in Washington, D.C. We're going to be back here in 2020. I guarantee you FreedomWorks is going to invite us back. I'll bet money on it. We're going to be back here in 2020, and freaking Robert O'Rourke is going to be the front runner for the left. That's how stupid your party is.
Hey, I have a question. This is just curious. It's probably political suicide, but do you anticipate any Republicans running against Trump this coming?
Yes.
Really?
Oh, yeah. There'll be some idiots. I mean, we got a bunch of rhinos.
Have I ever seen in my lifetime a same party run?
They shouldn't.
In a first term?
They shouldn't, but there will be, and I'll tell you who it's going to be. You want to know who's going to be? Jeff Flake.
Really?
Why do you think Flake retired? I mean, he's going to take some time. He's going to run this stuff. They're going to put Flake up, and I would not be surprised if one John Kasich, Mr. Choppy Hands Kasich, would run too. Well, I think there will be, because that's what we talked about. You know, when we talk about the race last night, and we talk about everything that went down, and we talk about numbers, we just don't have that many conservatives in government.
Yeah.
We just don't. You have the likes of a John Kasich. You have the likes of a Bob Corker. You have the likes of a Jeff Flake. You have those people that are not concerned. Hell, they're not even Republican. Jeff Flake will run as a Republican against Trump. Mark my words. I think he will. He has nothing to lose. He stepped down. And we're still waiting on that Senate race out there in Arizona for his old seat. But I'm telling you right now, you mark my words. Robert O'Rourke is going to be the Democratic nominee. You know who he's going to be up against? Hillary Clinton. It's going to be Barack Obama 2.0 taking out little white. It's going to be Hillary Clinton. I'm telling you. Last night, Hillary Clinton looked at this and said, "Oh my God, we've got the House. There's a chance that I can run for president again." I know she did. In between drinking a half a bottle of gin or two. The sad thing is, we talk about this. We were talking about it last night, Ron. We are never going to run out of things to talk about.
Yeah, no joke.
I mean, we thought when Trump got elected that we were going to run out of things to say. We had the House, we had the Senate. No, we're never.
No, I mean, we were talking last night that this is, look.
It's Radio Gold, Jerry. Radio Gold, Jerry.
I don't want to say her name because I don't have that ready. But
about to spit my coffee out.
We're about to go to break. But
yep.
I'm going to tell you, she's Radio Gold.
Oh, absolutely.
Every time she opens her mouth.
But that's now the Democratic Party. So I'm telling you, you've got people on the side of the Democrats that believe Robert O'Rourke is Hispanic.
Yeah.
They're just that dumb. Look, 2 hours in the bag here. Hour 3, hell, I don't know what I'm going to talk about. This has been all made up all morning. So you're going to have to stick around and see what I'm going to talk about next. I knew doing one thing. I'm going to go get another cup of coffee.
There you
go
go.
Anywhere. Be right back.
The owner of a flower shop in Richland, Washington, is being sued because of her Christian beliefs.
Tonight, the war on traditional values.
Cake shop owner in Colorado now facing fines or even jail time after he refused to bake a cake for a same-sex wedding due to his religious beliefs.
Our freedoms are under attack in this country, and we're not gonna take it anymore. Live from the Cartel Studios in Fort Worth, Texas, it's the Conservative Cartel with Matt Locke. And now, here's your host, Matt Locke.
All right, we've made it to hour 3. My throat has not fallen out, which is a good thing. Welcome in the Conservative Cartel. I am Matt Locke, your host. We are live, by the way. Ron Phillips, producer Ron, and I from the studios of FreedomWorks here in Washington, D.C. We're going to do this last hour. We're going to pack up, and we're going to catch a jet plane back to Dallas-Fort Worth this afternoon, and I get to sleep in my own bed.
And I got to get up early again.
Yeah, but what time? We'll be home, what, by 7?
Oh, I think it's. Oh,
6.
we'd be home by 7. Yeah, I think we
Yeah.
land at 6 something.
So, yeah, I'm going to look at my wife, kiss her, probably take some cold medication, and fall into my bed at about 7:30 because I am just tired. I don't feel well, and traveling always makes you feel even worse. It just does. But we're going to jump on a jet plane, get out of here. Want to give a great big thank you out to those of you over at FreedomWorks.org. If you have not followed them, do so. They were our host for the last 2.5 days. Yeah. And Pete, by the way, the press secretary guy here at FreedomWorks, has been a trooper. He's been sleeping on the couch out there because we've gotten his young.
Because we have to be here earlier, way earlier than he does.
Yes, than he's
so
normally
he had to come let
here.
us in.
So he came and let us in and all that stuff. So we definitely appreciate the folks over at FreedomWorks.org. Check them out on Twitter, on Facebook, all their social media platforms. While you're at it, check us out, The Cartel, at The Cartel Matt, at The Cartel Ron, our Facebook page, we, all that over there. The Mojo 50 radio group, we got the Mojo 50 page now. By the way, you should all give yourselves a pat on the back because you guys were fantastic last night. And, by the way, Ron, we mentioned rightongame.com. Karen texted me yesterday and said, guys, thank you. They sold some games yesterday.
Oh, fantastic.
So they're going to be – hey, look, Right On Game, we love them. We love them over there, rightongame.com, rightongame.com, because mocking the left feels so right. Get over there. Christmas is coming. They're going to be an advertiser on the Mojo 50 radio here starting about the next week or so. We'll just get them started a little bit early because we love our – look, we want to raise up everybody else. Karen didn't pay us to advertise for her yesterday. She didn't pay me to advertise today, but this is what we do. And it's not always about the money. It's about working together. So get over to rightongame.com because mocking the left feels so right. Now I want to give also a big shout-out, Ron, to BisonCoolers.com. Bison Coolers, I told Jeremy, I went down to Jeremy Denson, owner, Bison Coolers. I said, Jeremy, I'm going to the swamp. I'm going to Washington, D.C. We're going to do live election coverage. Would you give me a hat? Oh, yes, sir, Matt. And fantastic, by the way. You can get over to theconservativecartel.com right now, and you can get you a Bison Cooler tumbler of the Cartel. I think we got some 30-ounce left over. I think we got some 22s left over. If you get over there, you can get you they're cool people. They're cool people. And, Karen, we love you, too. Right On Game. It's so fantastic. And thank you, by the way. Get over to BisonCooler.com. BisonCoolers.com. They're fantastic people. They're right there in Fort Worth. They're our neighbor. Jeremy's fantastic. It's small business owned there. They're fantastic people. BisonCoolers.com. He let me wear this fantastic hat, so I'm going to give him some pub. Now, hour 3. Let me start by saying Dog Tag Furniture. Want to get them in here. DogTagFurniture.org. They are the sponsor of the Conservative Cartels Honoring Our Heroes. Because, on Tuesdays and Thursdays now, we honor our firefighters, our first responders, our police officers, our military, our EMTs. We love all of you. And we believe that it is our duty to honor the fallen, the selfless, the people that, put on the uniforms and they protect this country. They protect you. They protect our cities. They put out the fires. They do the amazing things. They are the heroes. And so we honor them, and dogtagfurniture.org is my hero. Troy over there, he's a vet, by the way, veteran. And as a small business owner, as a conservative, he saw a problem, and he fixed it. You know, he had a couple buddies from the military take their own lives, and he saw what their families went through. You know, not only did they lose their husband, their wives, you know, they lost their brother, their mother, their sister, whatever, but then you have the cost of paying for a funeral. And it's not cheap, by the way. I told my wife just to cremate me. It's like $3,000. I mean, you don't have to bury me in the ground, but, you know, a lot of people, that's what they want. So Troy over at dogtagfurniture.org, he's like, you know, I'm going to help these families out. I'm going to help them pay for that funeral. And that's what he did. He started a 501c3, dogtagfurniture.org. And now what he does is he makes these fantastic handmade wooden flags. We have a Dog Tag Furniture flag in the Mojo 50 Freedom Dojo. It is high quality. It is fantastic. And once again, if you are looking for something for Christmas for a loved one, for a vet, you can get them custom made. You can get them custom decaled, logoed. You can get them custom Army, Navy, Air Force, Mojo 50. We're having one made specifically for us. You can do that. And if you act now, if you use Mojo 50, you will get 30% off the big flags. And the big flags, by the way, guys, the big flags are only $150. It's fantastic. So you're going to get $45 to $100 for a piece of art. You know what? You're going to help Troy and dogtagfurniture.org pay for a family that can't afford a veteran funeral. Why wouldn't you do that? If you're going to give your money, give it to great causes. Dogtagfurniture.org. We love them. They are the sponsor of honoring our heroes here in the cartel. Please go visit them. Dogtagfurniture.org. Mojo 50 will get you 30% off all the big flags today. All right, what are we going to talk about? Hell, I don't even know. It's the last hour. I'm getting ready. I'm almost into travel mode. I hate flying. You know that. So, Ron, let me tell you a story. I walked down to the end of the building here because we're on the 6th floor. This is one floor higher than I like to ride the elevator, but I've done it. I've sucked it up for the team, and I've ridden that elevator like I owned it.
5 is okay.
5 is okay. 6, I get jittery. I start getting jittery.
I thought it was funny because Brad was blocking the door yesterday.
You just about saw 2 fat guys tumble.
Oh,
I might have, because he moved.
I kept watching you squat down like you were going to hit him.
I was pulling up
from the line.
Yeah, I was getting ready, but I'm one floor higher than I like, so I walked down to the end. And by the way, FreedomWorks has the whole 6th floor of this building, right? So down at the end here, we're all the way down at the end. We're in the studio, and there's offices all down. It's like a triangle, right? So it comes to a point, and then it widens out at the end here. And at the end of this building, there are a bunch of windows. And you can see out. That makes me queasy as it is, right? Because we're on the 6th floor. I look across the street, Ron Phillips. Mm-hmm. There's about a 20-story building across the street. There are 2 men up there walking around on the freaking ledge. And all they've got on is little harnesses. Yeah. I'm like, if they fall off, I can't watch. I mean, it gives me a pit in my stomach right now. They're literally walking on the ledge next door on this 20-story building that's 200 feet above the ground. See how fast I do math when I get scared? Yes. And it's weird. So now I have to jump on a jet plane, and I'll tell you, we had a bumpy ride coming in here, and I hate turbulence, and I hate riding in planes. And, of course, whenever I ride in a plane, I'm a big man. I mean, you see me on camera here. I am not as skinny as I should be. I've got a little extra padding here for the winter. I'm 6'5", and I'm about 259 right now, about 259, 260.
6'5", 250.
Yeah, I'm not a small guy. So inevitably, we rode out here in an MD-80, which is an Embraer. It's a regional jet. How many people do you think it held, Ron? It probably had, 30 rows of about 5, so about 150 people?
Yeah.
Ish. So about 150 people on the flight. It was full, by the way. So it's a 3 and 2. course, I was in the 3 side, right in the effing middle seat, right beside a big fat lady sitting right next to me. And they inevitably, the airlines put me next to the next fattest person. Me being the fattest, right? Me being the largest. No leg room. What are you doing? What you got the phone? What are you got to tell me this stuff when this happens. What do you got up there? I'm taking a picture. Oh, well, you're like right in front of the camera, and now you want to take a picture. God, I gotta act all ready to go. Now take the picture. Hurry up. Oh, just kidding. Anyway. Oh, there he is. Inevitably, they put me right next to the fattest person, the next fattest person. So, of course, what am I doing all the way here, Ron? My elbows are in. I mean, I'm sitting in that middle seat straight up.
It is hard to sit in the middle seat on an aircraft.
Oh, it is. Because you got both.
Somebody's arms are forward.
Yeah.
Somebody's arms are backward.
And then, of course, the guy in front of me, as soon as the effing wheels come off the ground, his seat goes right in my lap every time.
Yeah.
It drives you damn nuts. Got no room, got no leg room. I normally, when I fly, try to get an exit row because then you get the extra leg room. Because they always come around, and I always, if I can, I always get the exit row because I'm a tall guy. And they always come around, they're like, Mr. Locke, would you be willing and able to pull this door off if we wreck? Lady, if we wreck, that door ain't going to be a problem. Just going to tell you right now. That door will come off. I will be out of this plane like no one you've ever seen. It's funny how they do that because they always ask you, well, you're sitting in an exit row, so you're going to – look, man, that door isn't going to be a problem. Let me just tell you now. It will not be a problem. So, but we're flying out and, you know, pray that the plane doesn't wreck or that the pilot didn't get drunk last night or watch our coverage or drink with us all – I don't know. But we're going to do that. God, I've talked about zero here. What should I talk about? What do I got on my list here? What? See, I'm doing my show, by the way, completely free-flowing. I normally have papers and everything else. Let's see here. Oh, yes. Yes, this is what I wanted to do right here. Ron, have you seen this article? Which, once again, it's funny because headline from CNBC. U.S. Christmas sales predicted to surpass $1 trillion.
Oh, wow.
That's a T, my friends. T. Now, can someone tell me how bad the economy is doing when we're going to spend $1 trillion in Christmas sales? It's good for Right On Game, by the way, or Nostalgia, you know, Mojo Wild Rice, or TarRiverArms.com, or Patriot Mobile, or Element Mattress. You can go to all those, you know, dogtagfurniture.org, all Christmas gifts. Christmas sales predicted to surpass $1 trillion. Do you ever, Ron, here's the thing. Do you and your wife, thank you, do you and your wife have, like, limits of what you spend on each other for Christmas? Or is it just a given?
No, well, we do. The problem is that we both say we don't need anything.
That's what we do,
Don't
too.
get me anything.
Right.
My
wife
Inevitably,
and
I follow the rules. She does not. And then
she's
get
a
in trouble.
woman, and your wife likes to shop like my wife, I'm sure.
But come on, you tell a guy
not to shop.
I don't need anything. Guy's like, okay, cool.
You take that as gospel.
Yeah.
Right. But it really means I don't really need anything. But if you bought me 5 gifts, I'd be happy about it. Right? I mean, that's the between the lines of married life, right?
Man.
Because my wife and I, so that's funny. My wife and I.
It is a whooping because then they look at you with those puppy dog eyes.
Yeah, that's why you fell in love with them.
And you're like, oh, hell, I really screwed this up.
Yeah, I effed this thing up, but that's.
I've learned as I've gotten older, 22 years of marriage now, I've learned.
Damn, you're old.
Shut up.
Yeah.
I've learned, you know, when she says, I don't really need anything for Christmas.
Which means I do.
I agree that you don't need anything.
But what should I get
do you want?
Yeah, exactly. So my wife and I had that very same conversation. You know, we don't have any kids together. I have 2 children from a previous marriage who are now grown. But, you know, so we don't have any kids to buy for, any of that kind of stuff. So her and I because my wife and I will have been together now, it'll be 10 years in January. That I met her in January of 2009. So we've been married since 2011. So we're going this next year will be 8 years we've been married. But in the beginning, it was cute. You know, you bought gifts. And did I say that I'm a terrible gift giver?
Yeah.
Because I am. I'm a guy. My idea of shopping is going to Duluth Trading, picking up a couple pair of underwear, and getting out. Because I like their buck naked underwear. I mean, it's fantastic, by the way. Just cup shit. Oh, never mind. That's my deal of shopping. I go in, 5 minutes, get what I want, walk out. I hate shopping. And the older I get, I hate crowds. And my father-in-law, he's so funny. He says, Matt, the older you get, you know, nothing good happens when you leave your house because you deal with idiots. And inevitably you do. And you're going to deal with a lot of idiots this year because $1 trillion is going to be spent for the first time in the Christmas holiday season.
1
trillion.
trillion.
That is a third of all of the taxes brought in this country.
I'm going to tell you, before long, the day after Valentine's Day, Christmas trees will go on sale. I'm telling you.
The funny thing is, we threw our Christmas tree out. We got to buy a new one. My wife's already got her eye on one that she found Hobby Lobby, I think. But we threw our Christmas tree out that she had before I met her. So she had it for over 10 years. And we finally threw that out. It did not make the trip to Texas. So we're going to go buy a new Christmas tree. But the funny thing is, Ron, we're not even going to be here for Christmas. So we're not going. So my wife's folks and my folks are back in Indiana. That's where we're from. And we're not going home for Thanksgiving. We're going to stay down here. But we are going to fly back for the Christmas holiday because, like anything, you know, at Christmas time, we'll probably be running replays that week at Christmas because nobody does anything on Christmas. So we are going to fly home for Christmas, which means the tree we put up, Ron, nobody's going to see it. Just going to be there. Yeah, maybe the dogs can eat it or run over it or I don't know. But anyway, so my wife and I, we had the same strategy you did, right? We weren't going to buy each other anything, right? And then, you know, it was like, oh, all right, well, let's keep it to this amount, then this amount, then this amount. Well, it's gotten to the point where we've set a limit, you know. I found her what I think I want to get her. Now, it'll probably be awful. I don't know. I mean, I'm a terrible gift giver, so it might be the worst thing I ever do, but you never know. But U.S. Christmas sales predicted to surpass $1 trillion for the first time. Total retail sales in the U.S. will hit $1.002 trillion during the Christmas holiday period, marking the strongest growth. Now, I want you to think about that. Who's president? Look at the economy.
Yeah.
Look at people are employed. They have money. See, they're spending money on Christmas because they have it, right? How do they have that money? They have a job. How do they have that money? Donald Trump cut their taxes. How do they have that money? But yet here comes the Democratic Party. Do they not see stories like this? The Democratic Party wanted to tell you that it's terrible. They want to take that money back. But yet every indicator we look at today tells you how good Trump and the economy have been. That to me, see, I was talking about Beto. You know, he's not Hispanic. We live in a day and age now where it's like no one's paying attention to the information around them. Christmas holiday retail sales in the U.S. are expected to climb above the $1 trillion mark for the first time on the back of low unemployment, solid income growth, and higher consumer confidence. That's an increase of 6% from last year. Report comes amid concerns over the future of brick-and-mortar retailers with the likes of Sears and Toys R Us facing bankruptcy, although the latter's lenders recently canceled a bankruptcy auction and plans to revive the brand, Toys R Us. Not to mention the fact that several retailers are closing hundreds of stores across the country at the threat of increased competition from e-commerce firms like Amazon and eBay. On Monday, home improvement chain Lowe's said it would shutter 51 underperforming stores. Now, the research said the sector would see a 4.4% gain year-on-year in sales stores, rising to $878.38 billion, and that brick and mortar would be a bright spot for the retail industry as a whole for the 2018 Christmas holiday period. Quote, while e-commerce will continue to see strong double-digit gains, brick-and-mortar retail should be a particularly bright spot this holiday season, said Andrew Lipsman, principal analyst at eMarketer, said in a statement yesterday. Quote, not every brick-and-mortar retailer is thriving, and several have shut their doors this year, but others are really capitalizing on the strong consumer economy. Retailers are luring in shoppers with remodeled stores, streamlining checkout, and options to buy online to pick up in the store. Because what has Walmart done now? Have you noticed what Walmart's done?
I try not to go into Walmart.
But Walmart.com
yeah.
has done that. They've streamed. You can buy anything at Walmart.com and then go pick it up at a store. Free shipping.
Oh, yeah, free ship to store, yes.
Yep, because what has Amazon done?
Then you can text them when you get there.
Yes.
And they'll bring it out.
Amazon has hoarded out the market.
Oh, please.
I mean, second-day shipping now,
Yep.
Everybody expects their stuff to be there next day. That's why you buy your Amazon Prime account, and it went up, what, 10 or 15%? It's like 109 now instead of 99?
I think it's 129.
120.
I could be wrong.
Yeah,
But the bottom line is it did go up.
Yep.
But it's been the best investment we've ever made because
oh, my God. How much have you bought off Amazon just for our studio and for this program?
Oh, probably
$10,000, $15,000,
$20,000
a lot of money.
Stuff.
And because of a fire, don't get it wrong. I mean, we lost a lot of equipment in your house fire and all that stuff. But I don't have any problem. I'm not a boycott guy. If you want to buy from Amazon, buy from Amazon. We bought from Amazon. Hell, I bought from Amazon. My wife's sister. We use her Amazon account. We don't have one, but we use her Prime every now and again. We log in, we buy something, and it ships to our place, and away we go. It's kind of like pilching your Netflix, kind of stuff. But the amazing thing to me, we just come through a midterm election, and we see news like this. You see how well the economy is doing. You see how well jobs, unemployment's down, minorities are working. There's more money in the economy. Why is that?
Yeah.
Deregulation and tax cuts. What did the Democrats run on yesterday? Getting rid of all that. Yet people voted for them. That's what blows my mind in this country. The unintelligent, uninformed people who use Google to figure out who to vote for. And then they believe that Robert O'Rourke is Hispanic. We live in very unintelligent times. And you know what's really amazing is they call Trump stupid.
I just got a text. Doc and Brad are downstairs in the lobby and can't get up here. Nobody to swipe the card in the elevator.
Oh, yeah. Pete. Here.
You have it just.
Yeah. I'll text him. Hey, Pete, we got a couple knuckleheads in the lobby. Pete. Here,
it's called planning right there.
Yeah.
We do it well. Not really.
Yep.
Sorry, folks.
No, hold on.
Thank you. It was either that or spend a whole lot of money. Oh, Brad says coming up. So.
Oh, he got it?
I guess. Maybe somebody walked up. But okay. We spent a whole lot of money going from here out to where are we going? Baltimore, BWI.
Yes. Because it's
Dulles. Is that Dulles?
No, it's BWI. It's just Baltimore. It's not Dulles.
Yeah.
Dulles is Washington D.C. Dulles, Reagan, JFK.
Yeah.
Dulles might be Newark. What's the Newark airport? Because you got New Jersey right across. I mean, a lot of people go to Newark because it's cheaper.
Oh, to get to New York.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to fly out of.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But it's cheaper to fly out of BWI than it is Reagan.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But yeah, so we got another hour, 45-minute hour.
Yeah, we've got about a 45-minute drive up there, and there's Brad, there's Bradley J. Staggs, there's B.J. Staggs right there.
Bradley J. Staggs.
B.J. This is B.J. Staggs right there. They let you up. I mean, you got caught in the lobby. Did you bribe somebody? You bribed somebody, didn't you? Okay, so just got one more segment left, guys. We'll do your communiques. Hell, I've wasted this much time this morning. I don't even know what the hell I'm doing. So we got one more segment. We'll get to your communiques. We'll talk about that. We're going to get on a jet plane. Going to head back to Dallas-Fort Worth and sleep in my own bed. Don't go anywhere. It's going to be a mystery final segment. I don't even know what I'm going to talk about, but I know one thing. I'm going to drink this American Pride Roasters coffee. Be back in a minute.
This is the Conservative Cartel with Matt Locke.
All right, final segment here, guys. Let me really quickly, ridgezone.com. I'm going to get this started because I've got one Doc Thompson from the Daily Mojo sitting next to me. He's going to help me. What's that?
Thompsons.
Oh, I cannot afford two Doc Thompsons.
That's right. That's why you have one Doc Thompson.
The price was right. But if you do me a big favor, head over to riduzone.com, riduzone.com. You're looking to lose weight? BJ Staggs is. He lost 24 pounds, he said last night, out of his ankle or something. He's been on Riduzone. Hey, here's what it does, by the way. It's completely natural. Uses the OEA that is found in olive oil, that's found in your body naturally. It helps curb your hunger. It helps boost your metabolism and makes you feel full. And it's hard. I told you I'm trying to lose some weight. I've dropped about 12 pounds. It's a fantastic product. Makes you feel full. It's healthy. It's natural. FDA approved. I mean, this is what you should be putting in your body if you're going to put anything in there. There it is. He's got it's bell.
Most people too don't need 30, 40 pounds. Most people, if you do 10, 20 pounds, you're in pretty good shape.
Right.
And you could do that within a couple months.
You're trying to lean out. That's right. You're trying to lean
Start
out.
now before the first of the year when you're going to want to do it anyways, and you'll get through the holidays without packing a bunch more on.
There it is. Because what do we do at holidays? We
pack it on.
We pack it on. That's right. So get over to riduzone.com, riduzone.com, and they're fantastic, by the way. Let them know.
Have you seen the commercials for those products where you sign up for the program and you order the food through them, and the food looks amazing?
Yes.
What they don't show you is scale. They don't show you that you literally wow, I can eat brownies on that.
It's little dinky winky deal.
Oh,
like
yeah.
Like a quarter.
Oh, it is. It's a quarter-sized brownie. I'm so full.
Yeah.
That's so much brownie.
Well, I'm glad you talked about food, Doc, because I wanted to bring you on for this very segment, for this very story. Over in the UK, they are going to institute a meat tax.
All right.
A meat tax.
M-E-A-T.
M-E-A-T.
Not meet up, hook up tax.
That's right. Researchers at Oxford University have set out to determine
it's ironic, by the way,
the level of tax needed to offset the health care cost of eating red and processed meat.
Okay, first of all, there could be a meat and a meat tax at the same time.
There could be a meat and
a meat, M-E-E-T, as well as an M-E-A-T.
When
you're meeting for meat.
Right.
Something like that. And then Oxford, it's ironic.
Yes.
That it's Oxford University that's working on some meat tax because an ox is a meat.
Right.
You know.
And they're so smart there.
Right. And then to battle, what is this? The offset the healthcare costs.
Well, they want to offset healthcare costs. Here's what they've done. They've calculated that increasing the cost of red meat by 14%.
Yeah.
And processed meat by 79% would prevent the deaths of nearly 6,000 people every year.
What about the booze? What about the hooch? Because they have a lot of people consume. Do they have an extra tax on that? What about the sugar and the caffeine?
How about cocaine and hookers?
And every other processed thing additive they put to food that is not healthy for you. They're going to go after all those as well? This is asinine. You know why they're really doing this? Did you see the story the last couple of weeks? The NHS is in trouble again.
Why?
They're out of money.
Oh.
This is every
government's out of money?
Stinking week. For those people that have argued in favor of Obamacare and now Medicare expansion, which, by the way, guys, it's just another form of Obamacare. It's just big government health care. When they argue this, I always point out, okay, look at those countries that have nationalized health care, right?
Yep.
Single payer, as it were, where the government pays for it, whether it's Canada or the UK. And you look at it, do your own research. Just go on the little computer, Google up.
Nobody wants to.
Matt, all you have to do is Google NHS and look at current headlines. That's all you have to do. And read the current headlines, and you will see scandals. You will see money shortages. Every stinking day there's one. I have not done that today. I guarantee I could pull up 3 stories about the UK.
I did a story today. People, I'm telling you, liberals are dumb. They're literally Googling who to vote for. They believe Robert O'Rourke is Hispanic. I mean, liberals are stupid, but I got to tell you, the World Health Organization.
Who?
The World Health Organization.
Who?
Yes. Has classified beef, lamb, and pork as a carcinogenic when eaten in processed form. So it's like smoking your meat.
So beef, lamb, beef, lamb, and pork.
Yes,
beef, lamb, and pork.
Carcinogenics.
Wow, what about pigeon? Is that on the list?
I don't think pigeon made the list.
What about alligators? How's that fall on the list? Anything like that?
Healthy, I think.
Squirrel? Anything like that?
Maybe. And it probably is cancer-causing.
Ladies and gentlemen, I just typed in simply NHS and went to news under Yahoo, not even Google. Headline, NHS wants to sue health trusts over terminated contracts. Little dispute there. NHS Veteran Mental Health Service rebuilding lives after they destroyed them.
Yes.
NHS managers jailed. The managers of the NHS jailed after £700,000 fraud using U2 names. Those are the first 3 headlines. NHS boss who headbutted former England star Tony Doring something. These are just pull it up.
That is
scandal after scandal.
crazy.
Some of the biggest scandals you'll find is that they were not actually giving people the treatments they needed. Cancer treatments. They were turning people, all kinds of stuff. And you're worried about meat now. So
well, Oxford is. You know why? You know why they're worried about meat? Because red meat consumption has been associated with increased rates of coronary heart disease, stroke, type 2 diabetes. They care about you, diabetes. But here's the deal. Lead researcher Dr. Marco Springman.
Oh, Marco Springman. Well, crap, that guy. Sure.
Of the Nuffield Department of Population Health. That's a made-up term. I mean, population health? Let's just kill a bunch of people and we'll control the population. At Oxford says nobody wants government to tell people what they can and can't eat.
Yes, that is true.
Yes, that's true. He says, however, our findings make it clear
that they have to.
That the consumption of red and processed meat has a cost, not just to people's health and the planet.
You know, Matt, they don't want to tell us this, but they have to.
No,
they don't want to.
It's for
your own good, and you could realize that.
They're scientists.
That's right. And what has it led to again? What is eating red meat? It's led to what? They had a list.
Heart disease, stroke, and diabetes.
And also smiles. And yumminess.
Yes.
That's what it's happy days.
Happy.
Good parties. Enjoyable dinners.
Who doesn't like meat in their mouth?
Oh, dude, I love it. Absolutely.
Who doesn't like a big hunk of red meat right in your mouth?
Yeah. It's also led to those things. How about this? I'm just going to throw this out there. How about this? How about you don't eat red meat if you don't want it because it'll be better for your health?
That would just be crazy.
How about this? How about you? Wait. but I don't want to have to pay for your medical. Okay. How about the government get out of taking care of? See, they start with the failed, well, we got to take care of people's health. So therefore, we have to determine what you can and can't eat because it's not fair that you're costing more money.
Right.
No, go all the way back to you take care of your health and I'll take care of my expenses, and we just get along fine.
Well,
and you can look down
Yeah.
your vegan nose at me while eat
while
that
you're
steak
eating
all
the
up.
grass that my steak is eating.
Absolutely.
Yes.
It's all good.
So the study published in the Journal of Public Library of Science 1.
Oh, well, hell, that's very
prestigious.
prestigious. Yeah, very
found that
upscale.
a health tax.
In fact, real quick, let me. I feel like you probably should do it like this if you're going to say it. But.
Yeah. I mean, that's your deal.
Okay.
They found that a health tax
Uh-huh.
would reduce consumption of processed meats such as bacon and sausages.
Do you know why that is? Because you can't
people
afford it.
Yeah, people hate taxes. Whenever you want less of something, tax it.
I mean, so let me say, if you charge more for something, people will buy less of it?
Yes.
Generally speaking. Interesting.
Well, you want to hear something crazy because the NDPH are the same body that called for a sugar tax in 2016.
Well,
they
good.
care
There
about
you.
you.
They do. Did they get their sugar tax?
They did.
How about the trans fat tax? And by the way, have you solved the sugar problem? Because I'm thinking it's probably time to boost that thing back up there a little bit.
Are they all skinny now in the UK?
Oh, very thin.
I mean, they're all healthy now. They're running marathons. They're out there, CrossFitting.
And beautiful, big, chiclet-like, healthy teeth in their head.
Yes.
Yeah, the UK, known for their renowned oral hygiene.
Oh, it's so unbelievable. You know, we talk about this. The UK is where the Democratic Party in this country wants to take us.
Oh, yeah.
This is where they want us to be. This is why it amazes me, and I brought this up because I wanted to make this analogy. This is what the Democratic Party of America wants America to look like. The UK. They want socialism. They want health care for all, Medicare for everybody. Miss Ocasio-Cortez, who's the dumbest brick in the freaking Congress. Yeah. This is what they want. They want to tax you. They want to tell you what your lifestyle is because it's for the planet, Doc. It's for climate change. Don't you care?
Well, and the thing is, they continue to make the excuse that they've got to help.
Yeah.
They've got to do this. They don't want to do this. We've seen this over and over again. But there's another little piece of it, too. What happens is you've got these do-gooder lawmakers in the U.S.
Yeah.
And they go to Congress. Like that Ocasio-Cortez today is just, she's just beaming. And she's going to go there and do all this stuff.
She's bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
Right, exactly. Her tail very bushy today.
Bushy today.
Very bushy.
Yes.
And she's making a list of what she wants to do. And they can't simply say, allow people to run their lives. They have to do something. They're so pained and mentally disturbed. They say, I have to. Somebody has got to do. I have to do.
Yes.
Something has to be done, right?
Yes.
So they also have to justify their jobs on top of that.
That's right.
So they see stuff like this in the UK and they go,
love it.
Let me see.
It works.
Let's
we can do
that.
it. Yep.
They actually get ideas from these nutty-ass totalitarian rulers around the globe, and they say, let's go ahead and do this. Smoking bans started in places like the UK.
Yeah.
And then where do they go to? They go to California or New York. They get the thing passed, and the rest of the country just falls in line. Because, remember, the starting point was the Constitution.
Yes.
Right?
And it's a great starting point.
Right. That was actually the ending point, the solution. They use that as a starting point. So anything else they do simply goes away from the Constitution. It goes away from personal freedom.
Yeah, they want to rewrite it.
Right. So what are we bet? We're always playing defense and have been for years.
Yep.
As opposed to saying, hey, let's come together with extremist ideas and, on either side of the aisle and try to come up with solutions. No. They're always moving away from the solution.
Well, and that's the Democrat Party. So I'm going to ask you, I didn't get to hear your show this morning. I was sleeping. What was the biggest takeaway you had from last night? As we look the next day. I mean, here we are.
Okay. About what we expected. I don't think there was a lot of surprises. I was pleasantly surprised about Florida because I expected that DeSantis would lose.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good.
Yeah.
What we had said yesterday before the broadcast, that there's a lot more conservatives. Listen, the blue wave should have been much bigger
Oh, it should have. Well, actually, John Cardillo took to Twitter, and he said, look, President Obama, 67, 63 seats he lost.
Right.
Clinton at the midterm lost 55.
Right.
Trump so far, by the way, there's still races that have not been called.
Montana, I think.
Yeah, you've got Tester losing in Montana. You still haven't called Arizona. The governor's race in Georgia, they're looking currently in Atlanta for ballots in the trunk of a car.
Oh, they'll find it.
Because they need the runoff.
Right.
Remember, Mike Opelka was talking about that last night. Georgia, if you don't hit the 50% mark, it's a runoff. Well, Kemp's at 50.4.
So they're trying to
find the 0.5%
to balance it
out. So today, I think the biggest thing for me, did you see the Nevada race? Heller lost.
I didn't see that yet.
So we lost a Senate seat. We gained right now. We're at Indiana, Florida, Missouri, and North Dakota as a gain.
That's four.
That's four. We lost one, so we're at 3. We still have Arizona and Montana out. We could literally gain 5 seats.
Right.
Which was what we thought. Which is, by the way, big, because if we hold Nevada, it's 6 seats. I mean, if you really look at it
another
that way.
takeaway from that, remember in 2 years, there's another Senate race with a third of the Senate up for grabs.
Yes, sir.
So that gives you a couple more to give if there is some serious success from the left.
Yeah.
I'm telling you guys, I think the biggest takeaway is not this one election. It's the changing models, as we've talked about. How conservatism and even being a Republican is closeted like never before. Used to be politics in general you didn't talk about. Now you are the closeted conservative, closeted Republican. That's a takeaway. The younger people, the youths that are out there voting, and I'm telling you, there is so much good coming because these people being the younger folks, are not going to tolerate this nonsense very much longer.
I'll tell you what made my heart full. President, FreedomWorks.org, Adam Brandon, came in here yesterday and he said, Generation Z has got it going on. They understand money. They understand savings. They're bypassing these big liberal indoctrination institutions for smaller places, less money, less debt. And it's much needed. You know, think about it. As we get older, and we make fun of this because as you get older, you get more conservative. Generally speaking. And as you get older, what do? You look back and you say, oh, these kids, these damn millennials. I mean, they just don't have a damn clue. They're going to Google to see who to vote for. They're sitting at home in mom and dad or grandma's basement. They're kind of being passed over, and they're one of the biggest generations to the baby boomers. It's real close. And now you've got this generation coming in behind them of young kids who actually may get it.
Listen, the millennials are getting it too. That's the thing. They're starting to, and the pain is what has taught them. They know this stuff isn't right. They just really haven't figured a way out of the political correctness and all of that stuff. They've gotten it when it comes to prioritizing and whatnot, and they're out there, and they're getting tired of it. They simply need the platform and excuse. They need somebody to show them because they haven't been taught those things. They had to figure out the rest for themselves. So Generation Z is driving this bus. Did you hear me talk about speaking to a group of Generation Zers a couple of years ago?
No.
So this was you got Generation Z behind the millennials, which are now in college.
They're just starting college. What is Generation Z is what? Right around the millennials ended at they're 34 to
22 right
22-ish.
Yeah.
So you've got everything under 22.
20-ish somewhere.
Yeah, so you've got people who didn't even, we were talking about this last night, who were not alive when 9/11 happened.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So a couple years ago, so this would have been the oldest Gen Zers would have been high school seniors or just out, maybe a year. And I spoke at the Dallas Film Society something or whatever when I was talking about entertaining via audio platforms, and radio and whatnot. And there were 6 classes throughout the day, 6 different instructors, and the whole group of people would come into your class for an hour, then they'd go to the next one. And you rotate and you talk to 6 groups. So early in the morning, it's everyone's sleepy, but they were well engaged, and we're doing this or whatever. And I get towards the end, I do a Q&A. And I get about 5 minutes left or whatever, and I'm answering some questions, and one of them says something about, their generation as entertainers and filmmakers and whatever, what are some of their biggest challenges or what's their biggest challenge? And I said, I think your biggest challenge is political correctness, for a generic term.
Yeah, PC.
And they said, what do you mean? And I said, because you can't actually create art that is questionable.
Right.
right? They're controlling this stuff. As long as it's liberal, you could do it. But and remember, art is supposed to be free whether you agree with it or not. It's all
interpretation.
It's interpretation.
Right.
And I said, so if you want to do something like this, I said, you are going to be stifled by political correctness or whatever.
Yep.
And I paused, and I kind of gritted my teeth in a second, and I went, all right, I'm just going to go for it. Little bastards.
Yeah, show them.
And so I speechified for about a moment, and I go, so you guys are told you can't do that and you can't say that, and that'll offend. I said, and I keep hearing the phrase, well, that's offensive, so you can't do it or shouldn't do it because it's offensive. The government's got to tell you can't do it because it's not offensive. And I said, there's one way to ensure that someone will not be offended. There's only one way to ensure that you will never be offended. And there is only one way, and it's 100% guaranteed. And I'm going to share that with you right now. And I really piqued them, and they kind of leaned in.
Yeah, they're like, okay.
And I said, there is one guaranteed way to ensure you will not be offended. It is 100% guaranteed, and there's no other way. And I said, and here it is. Don't be offended. And I said,
they're like,
and they looked at me, and I said, because
what?
the truth is, you don't know what's going to offend.
Right.
You are controlling whether or not you are offended and other people. There's no way of possibly knowing what would offend somebody else. And I said this, and there was a slight pause, and they went, yay! And I was like, what
they got it.
And I was like, what just – I expect there was going to be this backlash, and I challenged someone, whatever they got.
That
and I tried
Doc
it throughout the
Thompson,
day.
that crazy bastard.
Right. And as I tried it throughout the day, I realized it is shifting. And there are even within the millennials, there are the older millennials and younger millennials. Everybody knows in their heart of hearts this is all crap.
Yeah, I mean, it's choice. Change the channel. Look, that's what I love about MeWe. You know, MeWe is a free-for-all, which it should be. When we live in a society that is actually libertarian, conservative, look, change the channel. If you don't like what's on ABC, turn on CNN. If you don't like what's on CNN, turn on Fox. If you don't like what's on Fox, turn on OAN. I mean, you have choices. You choose to be offended.
I agree.
You choose to be in the place you are. Doc Thompson, thank you, sir.
Thank you,
I know
sir.
you've been. You're like we've been going crazy. We're in Washington D.C. We will be back in the Freedom Dojo tomorrow.
That's right. I'm going to head down the hall, get ready to take off for our flight, so we can be back there tomorrow. But first, I got to rifle through some of the desks in the empty offices and steal some office supplies from FreedomWorks.
Watch out, FreedomWorks.
Get down there and get on C-SPAN. They're about
C-SPAN's
to go
down there to go live. Get down on there.
As soon as
Doc
I get
Thompson,
the free office supplies.
The Daily Mojo. Tune in every Monday through Friday, 6 a.m., 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, mojo50.com. He's so right and smart and a good member of the team. So good to go here. Got just a few minutes. Guys, do me a huge favor. If you would, head over to mojo50.com. We got Black Friday coming up. We're going to be giving away a prize pack, Ron, valued a couple $2,000-$3,000.
Oh, easy.
I mean, you got a handgun. You've got a from Tar River Arms. We've got a stun gun, phone case, battery backup from Yellow Jacket. We've got a Minuteman watch, Team Rubicon. We've got a dogtagfurniture.org large flag. Nostalgia's throwing in some wild rice. TheRichSolution.com is throwing in some supplements. We got it all. We got it all, but you have to register. We're not gonna spam you. We're not gonna do what we want to do. At the bottom of the email that we send out to you, because we're gonna email you, we need your email address so that you can be registered to win this prize package. At the bottom of the email, when we send out an email once a week, once every other week, it says right at the bottom, unsubscribe. If you don't like it, unsubscribe. For those of you who signed up at the cartel, we migrated your stuff over to Mojo50. That's why it's there. If you don't like that, unsubscribe. We would wish that you wouldn't, but our libertarian policies say you're free to choose what you would like to do. But if you want to sign up for that great prize on Black Friday, by the way, if you are a company, if you are a business, you own a business, and you want some free advertising, you're going to want to go to mojo50.com and sign up at the Building America icon. We just need a little bit of information. We need your company name. We need some, what you do, who you are, how we can get a hold of you. We're going to have the phones open. Ron, this may be radio suicide, but we are going to give away free advertising all day long Black Friday, 12 hours. 12 hours of talking about just you. It doesn't get any better than that. But you gotta register mojo50.com. Now, I can't let you behind the curtain just yet. But we have a lot of big things going on, and we need your help. We have a big thing going on that we're going to announce probably right around Black Friday. And we're going to need your help. And we've got a campaign going right now. And I'm going to tell you, I'm not a big fan of asking for money. But I'm going to ask you to do me a huge favor. Head over to mojo50.com. We have got a link there to our campaign. We are looking to raise funds. Now, as you all know, we do the libertarian conservative talk show side called Mojo 50 Radio. It's got me on it. It's got Doc Thompson, Brad Staggs, Jeremy Hansen with Unleashed. We got the Defenders of American Exceptionalism, Kevin Jackson. I mean, we got a lot of great names over there. We've built that up. We have bootstrapped that with our own money. And first of all, make sure you check out our sponsors. Because without them, we don't have anything. We got to pay for this stuff, right? Number two, we're wanting to build out, on the other side, we've got our food channel. Everybody loves food. Spoony.com, SPOONY.com. It's curated by Chef Patrick Mosher. We need to build out our other studio. Need to get equipment for it. We need to grow. And we're trying to grow. That's why we're here in Washington, D.C. with the FreedomWorks folks. We need to grow, and we need your help. So if you can give, please do so. Please do so. We would appreciate that very much. It's at mojo50.com. Give what you can give. I know Christmas is coming up. I know, budgets may be tight. If you can't give, share. Share to everybody, Please. Please do so. Share on your social media. Tell your friends, your family, your coworkers if you're so inclined. But please help us spread the word. Over the last 3 days, you guys have been fantastic. I'm talking about you, listeners. You've been fantastic. Our numbers have been incredible. Last night, we had out-of-this-world numbers on our website, on our social media, on all of our channels. It's been fantastic, and it's been because of you. It's been because of you. And look, we all had a great time. We had a great time bringing you the information in a way that no one else is doing. Sorry, I had to take a drink. I'm going to get through this last 2.5 minutes. It was because of you that we are successful. It's because of you that we can do what we want to do. And things are changing. We're watching the electorate. We're watching America. We're watching voters. We're watching young people. We're watching landscapes shift. We're watching the Democrats gain ground in some places, lose it in others. We are continually in a fight for the identity of this country. And I think the Founding Fathers knew that. I think the Founding Fathers were very intelligent men when they wrote the Constitution. They knew we were going to have times like this. They knew we were going to have people like Robert O'Rourke, who says he's Hispanic when he's white. They knew we were going to have times of upheaval, of a party trying to take over the narrative, of Democrats, of I don't know if the Founding Fathers could ever picture Donald Trump being president. A businessman, television, reality star being the president of the United States. But the Founding Fathers were very intelligent men. They saw this coming. And it's tough. It's tough being a conservative. You have to go to battle every day. You have to get on this program with a sore throat and do 3 hours of radio to get the word out there. You travel to Washington, D.C. You do the things that you do because we love this country. We founded Mojo 50 Radio because we love this country. Spoonie Radio, all that stuff. So help us if you can. Please, please, please help us if you can. If you cannot, share. That's all we ask. Look, guys, that's it. That's it. We'll be back tomorrow in the Mojo 50 Freedom Dojo. We will be back with more news. The world continues to spin. Even if Democrats or Republicans get elected, we will give you all of the news. We'll give you our opinion as we do all the time. And we appreciate the fact you're here. Please share everywhere. Please make sure you check out the podcast. Do all that stuff. We certainly appreciate that. Please share the funding campaign, all of the videos we do. We definitely need your help. Get out there to our advertisers and make sure you frequent them too. I've made it, Ron. I have literally made 3 hours of the scratchiest voice I've ever had, and it worked the entire time, and I did not yell, but once. Just once. All right, guys, that's it for today. For Ron Phillips, I'm Matt Locke from Washington, D.C. Thank you, FreedomWorks.org. The cartel is out.